You good? Is that good? You good? You're good like that, and you're gonna sit like that and chill? No, no, no. You can't move. You gotta stay here exactly where you are.
Shit.
You're gonna cuss at me to start the live? Is that what we're doing?
Are we on now?
No, we're on. We're live. The people can see you
Are we
right
live
now.
like Bill O'Reilly
The
live or like your version
like
of live?
super Bill O'Reilly live, like live, like we're doing it
Okay.
live right now.
Bet.
Like the people can see your face right now.
Cool.
Kaylin Cooksey says, "Let's go. I was waiting on this live after that banger episode, and so we're live. We're here. They want us to talk Snowfall and Bel Air. I think they want us to talk Snowfall more so than Bel Air, but
Oh, for sure. Bel Air was a little annoying this week. What the hell's going on with my browser?
too much porn.
Not on the work computer.
Oh, well, there you go. All right, I need to know if sound and everything is good. Where's my homeboys at? I'm sure
Yep.
I'm sure if the sound is not good, they tell me by now. I would assume.
Are you sure?
No, I'm
Well, if
not
you're
sure.
sure.
I'm not sure.
I was gonna say, well, if you're sure.
I'm not sure whatsoever. But we are live, and people can see you close up right now.
I'm about to scoot back in a second. I'm
I
just
was about to say,
trying
because you were scooting back, you were comfortable, and now all of a sudden you're like,
Yeah, my bad.
sound is
All
good
right,
thanks to
cool.
Hydroglyphic. That's a new name. I haven't seen that name in the chat yet. Welcome, Hydroglyphic. Should we talk about Snowfall?
Brother, like the emotional roller coaster that was this episode. And I feel like they set it up perfectly because everything that happened in the first what this is episode 6, so the first 5 episodes make complete sense to how we ended up where we ended up. Like I know I was doing a lot of denying on the the Jerome setups.
You're already mentioning name.
I'm not going there.
Okay,
I'm not
okay,
going there completely.
okay.
No, I've been, I've been kind of off of it, or at least trying to, hoping for the best. But they did a really good job of laying the bricks because once we finally got what we got in this episode, the rest, even callbacks to earlier things that happened in prior seasons, made a lot of sense in this episode at so many points. So it was a lot of payoff in this episode. I feel like.
Yeah, no,
One
definitely a
person
good
got
episode. Definitely a good episode, and must have been a good episode because my dad was texting me during the episode like, "Oh shit, oh this is crazy, this is a great episode." I'm like, "All right, yeah, this is one of the ones." Yeah, definitely one of the ones. I wanted to shout out the guy who said that a certain thing was going to happen within 3 episodes because damn it if it didn't happen on the 3rd episode.
Yeah,
And I don't remember who
yeah.
said it. I don't remember if it was Nate or I can't remember. But shout out to that person.
Claim it.
Maybe I'll
Claim it in
re-edit
the
it.
chat if it was you.
I'll edit it and put it into the actual recap since we're editing those now. Anyway, so since a certain thing happened, I think it's only right for me to and put on the wig. Is it only right?
Yeah,
I'm not saying
absolutely.
but I think it's only right that per the circumstances of the episode, I should. Okay, all right.
You should have already happened.
No, I'm not
Should
doing
have been
it.
in character. Did you put the wig over your hoodie? That's nuts. The wig over hoodie combo is insane.
I can't hear a word you're saying. Ah.
They
Ah.
heard me. That's what matters.
Where's the bitches? Okay, all right. I'm in my mode. I'm in my mood. There we go. Cool. All right.
I said the wig over hoodie combo was nuts.
That was kind of nuts. I don't know why I tried it. It's actually curling a little bit better, and I'd like to think that because of the circumstances, it has to curl a little bit better. I like it. Anyway, you ready to talk about the episode?
Mm-mm. Yeah.
Don't be a hater. Don't hate. This is out of respect. Okay, you good?
A respectful person would have went full character and came out from the jump. You know what I'm saying?
That's not true. Anyway, Snowfall season 6, episode 6, Concrete Jungle. Teddy made a call out to Julie, his wife, to let her know that there is a threat against her life and his name is Big Saint. Teddy is in clear denial that he has any feelings about his father dying, and Big Boss wants to make sure that he got his shit together because shit's getting real for everybody.
He's trying to tell him gently, do you remember that you don't really work for us? So like you sliding in some sketchy waters right now with all this revenge killing that you got going on. So I just want to make sure that mentally you understand the levity of the situation. Because if it goes south, I don't know you.
Yeah.
I don't know you.
You don't work for the CIA anymore.
Up on that. Huh?
You don't work for the CIA anymore.
And I think he kind of picks up on that towards the end of the exchange, because he's like, yeah, all right, it'll get done type shit. And then, following the conversations that follow that interaction with his handler kind of give you a tip towards that as well. But it was just very interesting because I think that's the first time you see Reed like forcefully reject the response he's gotten from his superiors. You know what I mean? Like, to the point of I'm questioning now my place in all of this. It took somebody to gut his daddy for him to understand that, for him to get it.
The dad that he doesn't care about at all.
It wasn't the whole, funding a drug war in a third world country and then bringing it back to the projects. No, that didn't make it click. But it was when somebody touched him. It was when somebody affected his loved ones and his livelihood.
He doesn't love him.
His life. Huh?
He doesn't love him. He doesn't care about his dad.
Whatever. It wasn't until he got touched to it that it became real for him. Like, oh, and you're still asking me to work. And you're still, okay, look, I'll get it done, but get out my face. He's starting to become a disgruntled employee.
Yeah, for sure. Saint tells V and her scamming ass mama he's going to go check on his mom, Sissy. Her mama thinks it's time for self-preservation after Franklin shows he is unhinged and V should make her move now. She stated that they can move and it can just be the three of them because mama's got an exit plan with passports for everyone.
I told you. She was set up. But I wonder, do you think she knows that Teddy killed Franklin's father?
No.
I didn't get the impression that she knew.
No.
Like, because I don't think she would have been that shocked. Like, Veronique was scared because it happened suddenly. I don't think, and the conversation that ensues will tell us, that she was so turned off by what happened that now I need to run away from Franklin. No. Like, at his worst, and when he's at his most emotional state, I can absolutely see him killing Teddy. Not just because of what he is, killing Teddy's father. Not just because of what he's done to me personally. Not just because of what transpired and what I'm here to do, but what he has done personally to me.
Right.
What he has taken from me. Like, I'm not about to play games with you. I'm only going to ask you once. I'm only going to ask you one time for you to give me what it is I'm looking for. And if you're not going to give it to me, then you're going to feel me. And then I'm going to ask again. And then you're going to feel me. And then I'm going to ask again until I get my money.
Plus eye for an eye.
Directly. Oh, father for a father.
At the very least.
I think Veronique, knowing Franklin, knowing his history with Teddy, after she gets over the initial shock of watching this sweet old man, who just wanted a candy bar on his last days, get slaughtered. Get slaughtered. He just wanted some Snickers. He was hungry.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But after she got over that, she was able to recognize, like, hey, yo, look, it's $70 million, number one. He killed his father, number two.
Mm-hmm.
We're probably not going to move the needle without something like this anyways. So I'm staying. You do what you got to do.
Yep, yep. I want to let it be known that Kaylin says, hands down, Josh called it, though. That's crazy, because I did say
Yep.
they were getting the fuck up out of there.
Yeah.
Just saying. All right. Franklin comes back, and Veronique's mama claims that they've agreed to dip. V tells the truth and says that she and her child are not going with her scamming ass mama after all. V believes Franklin isn't a monster, and by proxy, her mama is. She thinks her mama, with all the fucked up shit that she done did in her
But
past
listen to
life.
all this shit she said though. Listen to all the shit she said. He never left me. Right? He always put me first. He's never raised a hand to me. Never chosen anybody over me. He's never chosen himself over me. He's doing all this to try to provide the life that I want for me and my child.
Yeah.
And it's the only reason why we out here doing this. And you know what's crazy though? Is that Veronique has been one of the most suspicious characters since she's shown up.
Yep.
She's hands down the most loyal. Hands down the most loyal. More loyal than Alton, who tried to ultimately destroy his son's
The most
career
loyal
by
to Franklin.
To Franklin.
Yeah.
Yeah. More loyal than Sissy, who initially rejected Franklin and didn't want to have nothing to do with him.
Mm-hmm.
More loyal than Franklin, who up and left and went to damn Africa on Franklin. Leon, sorry. More loyal than Unc and Louis. We can get that out of here. That's automatic.
Yep.
Who else has been a more loyal character than Franklin? Maybe Oso. But Franklin paid for that loyalty.
Yeah.
He paid for that.
Yep.
So it's been Veronique.
Yeah.
It's been Veronique. If anybody was gonna stay with Franklin, it's gonna be Veronique.
That is true. Kaylin also says, I really don't know what to expect from this point on, but she likes her, but they like it.
Nah, man.
I don't know. I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know what to expect at this point either. There's a lot.
It's all gas right now. Something big.
We gotta talk about everything in the what to expect, because I don't know what to expect. Just saying.
Something big.
DEA Tony is yelling at Oso, but we can't hear shit because the plane is taking off. The little sound effect. He heads home and tells his girl everything. Apparently, DEA Tony threatened to put Oso in prison.
Yo, he don't like his life. Or it's that important to him to get Teddy because of everything he's been through. I think that makes more sense, obviously, than he just wants to die. But I think that's what it is, man. He's been through so much chasing this pace. It has evolved into so much that if he walks away from it now, everything that has happened to him and people that he's cared about is for naught. So he can't give it up. And even though he knows that he's putting Oso in some danger, he has to press because Oso's all he got.
Yeah.
Oso's all he got. So it's like, all right, well, yeah, it's a little weird, but it's all we got. So you got to go. You got to do it. Got to do the thing. Go do the thing.
Facts. Louis is freaking the fuck out because Jerome is missing, but lo and behold, Mance pulls up in the driveway drunk. Mance said he's going to go to the airport and he is heading to Kingston. Jerome is done with all the bullshit and admits that it's all insanity. Jerome is done with Louis' BS.
I'm gone. I'm out. Going on an airplane. I don't know if I'll be back again.
Yeah,
out of here.
He is going to a beach somewhere. Fam said, I'm going to Kingston, and the first thing I'm asking is, where are the bitches? Where are the bitches? Where are the titties? Franklin and V pull over, and he lets V know that she made the right choice. He then goes inside to let Sissy, Wanda, and Leon know what's going on.
Hold on, wait. You moving too quick. That was all the conversation with Jerome and Louis.
I said that.
Jerome,
he said he's done with bullshit.
No. He finally says all the things that we have been saying as an audience and no one else would say to Louis.
Yeah.
He finally unloads it on her. First of all, you'd have been dead if I wasn't still here entertaining all of this. You got me out here trying to kill my family. That's where we at with it. When you just boil it down to brass tacks, and it's all because you, not us, not the family, but you weren't satisfied.
Yeah.
Like, usually they kind of leave those kind of things vague and up for interpretation. And you know, half the audience would be arguing for Louis, half the audience would be arguing against her. There's nothing to argue about anymore. Jerome told us, this is you, and this is your ambition that did all of this, that started this. Yeah, sure, we were selling drugs and we was doing dangerous things, and we were putting our lives at risk. But all of this extra shit that we doing is because of you. Expansion, growth, wanting to be a boss, beefing with Franklin, working with Reed, killing, or trying to kill Kane.
Mm-hmm.
That's all on you. And if I wasn't here to defend you, where would you be?
Well, now that we're talking about the conversation, I'd be remiss to not mention the fact that
boy was about to slide on up out of there. You wearing Unk's wig, but you're not advocating for Unk. You need to send the wig over here.
No. Besides, I look more like him. You can clearly see it. Anyway, she also tried to get off some shit about Jerome basically being the face of the company, and she didn't know it. She really fucked with that. And I'm just like, are you really about to use that as an excuse?
I don't think that didn't happen in this part of the conversation. It happened when he woke up in the morning, the next day.
Oh,
that was the next part.
See, no, she tried to get me to talk about some shit.
She had to take it because she was so shocked that somebody was telling her the truth for the first time in 6 seasons, right?
Yeah.
So it was like, at that point, she was shocked that she was actually hearing it, because nobody really criticized Louis other than Franklin. Yeah. And from her standpoint, Franklin just trying to run her life, and she want to be independent.
Fair enough. All right. Franklin and V pull over and lets V know that she made the right choice. He then goes inside to let Sissy, Wanda, and Leon know what's going on. Leon seems to think that he'll be safe in the projects because he's Big Bad Lee again. Sissy doesn't want to go with Franklin and would rather stick with Lee and Wanda since it'll be safer in the PJs, which is a absolutely nuts statement to say.
Well, but I got to thinking about it, right? Because I said the same thing, but I'm like, so what is the plan to getting in the projects? And we got lookouts all over the place because we're running drugs in the courtyard.
Mm-hmm.
I'm heavily armed myself, not to mention the army of crash dummies I got in the projects that work for me.
Mm-hmm.
What's the play?
No,
are you gonna fight an army to get Saint's mom?
Yeah, I get it. She is actually safe there. It's just a crazy thing to like. What?
To
projects?
No.
You're going to the projects for safety?
Because first of all, it's a lot of people around there, so a lot of witnesses that he doesn't want to deal with. And then if you go to some remote place or a safe house, you run the risk of him running up on you while you're alone and while you're isolated. And at that point, I can do whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
That makes sense.
All right, KGB man is at the spot and Teddy knocks. Teddy tells him to open up or his neighbors will hear. Teddy says that this may be the last chance they have to talk and then asks if he's making coffee. Also, I just wanted to let it be known that he's out here claiming Parissa as his girlfriend now, I thought that was crazy. Anyway.
He ain't got nobody else. His daddy just died.
Yeah, true. Well, he didn't fuck with his dad anyway. Teddy suggests telling his people that Teddy is a dead end and that he isn't really doing what he said. Sorry.
Now you know that's not going to work.
Okay, you got it. Cool. It's not going to work.
Yeah, go back to the CIA and say, hey, guys, this case that I've been working on for 10 years, it turns out I was all wrong. Can I live?
Stop. Teddy tries to relate to Bro on the spy tip and says that as crazy as it sounds, since he's known about KGB man, he feels less alone. Teddy stops when he realizes that Bro actually made him a venti iced chai latte, which is not what he ordered. Plus, he spelled his name wrong on the cup. So he's a little upset about that. Teddy gives him the option to run away with whoever has the size 10 shoes in the closet and be who he wants to be, but if he's still there tomorrow, that he's going to kill him. Teddy should not have walked out of that apartment alive.
What are we talking about? He told me 3 separate times he threatened to kill me. 3 separate times in that conversation, he killed me. He wouldn't have got to number 2. You are a trained killer, like he's a trained killer. What are we doing? What are we?
And you just handed him a drink that you could have put anything in.
Now run it back though. I wouldn't have let it go down like this. I would have told him, hey, look, it wasn't nothing I can do. He was going to kill me, so I had to kill him. But here's the logic. His mission is to get Reed caught up by the local police so that this can be a story, so it can be exposed to the American public. He kills Reed. It never gets connected back to him, even if they find the coke. And, before he even makes it home. So, like, even though, yeah, I'm at risk right now if I let this killer leave, knowing that I can't just run away on my mission, he kind of has to play the game. He has to. If he kills Reed right now, he's as good as dead. Because he will have failed the mission.
Yeah,
KGB ain't the CIA.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Kaylin says, I was laughing hard when he said when Jerome said he was leaving. And then he said, yeah, that's crazy. That's the second time I laughed. I'm assuming because of the Teddy shit. Mm. Yeah. Which, yes, I actually audibly laughed at that as well. I'm like, why the fuck didn't he die? Anyway, Jerome
walked out the door and said, if I see you again, I'm going to kill you. Man, you should be dead right now. You should be dead right now. No options.
Oh, shit. All right. Jerome speaks with Louis the next day Jerome speaks with Louis the next day as it seems he's walking off, but Louis wants to talk. Louis apologizes because she fucked up their lives. She finally acknowledges that she should have been cool with where they were, but Jerome, being the face of the company, was eating her up so much that she wanted more. Louis claims she needed more time because she made promises to Teddy. She just wants to get her money out of Panama. Jerome says that he'll do the drop with Scully, which, you need more time, bitch. You end up on a horse later on in
no. She deserves everything she got, even losing Jerome. That's why it gives me just the slightest bit of solace that our loss turned into Louis' loss, because she didn't seem like she was losing anything here for a while.
Yeah.
But she set it all up for herself. So with her in this whole conversation, he asked her at a certain point, he's like, so yeah, you being the face is worth you dying. Foreshadowing. It's worth you dying over? And she says, my self-worth? Yeah, it is. Which is a callback to Louis' beginnings as a working girl, right? Yeah. She came up, and that history will resurface again in this episode. But from the background that she comes from that to working with Claudia, to living up under Jerome, having to fight chicks off the porch when they felt like they got skimped out of some weed. Yeah. Like, she's always been a peon. She don't want to be that no more. And when she says she don't want to be that, she will either not be that or she'll be dead. That's... Right? Like, she's absolutely belligerent in her climb or her track for ascension. So, like, that was interesting to me. And then
at least that at some level kind of makes sense. But again, yes, she should have absolutely been happy where she was, because even where she was, way better than what she was doing before.
You know what's crazy, bro? I cannot remember exactly when Louis started being like the boss. I don't know at what point it actually
when Franklin
happened.
Got shot and he couldn't like do all the drops and all that shit.
Cool, but she was still part of the org at that point, right? Like, she was just the point of contact with Teddy. She was running when Franklin got good, it went right back to what it was supposed to be. But, like, I cannot recall the moment or the time. Maybe it was after she got shot, when she told Franklin that she didn't want to be under his umbrella anymore. They wanted to work on their own. Yeah. And the whole Arkansas shit. That's when it kind of started to, Louis over Jerome a little bit, because Jerome was just like, all right, whatever.
Well, then they had the wedding where she danced with him and did all that shit, and exclaimed that
Right.
she
That's when
wanted
she
to
told
leave.
him that she didn't want out. That she wanted out. Yeah.
Yeah.
That it was over with.
Yeah. Effion00, what up? He says, yo, this was a great episode, and V surprised everybody by staying with Franklin, which is facts.
I told you. She's the most down. She is the bottom.
Yes, she is. Teddy wants Parissa nearby until he unalives Franklin. She says not until she knows Teddy's plan on how things should happen from here on out. Teddy claims she is the one bright spot in his life. This nigga is a simp. Teddy says he's done giving up.
And she is the darkest chick you have ever met in your life. Nothing bright about her.
Facts. Teddy says he's done giving up things for them, and I just know he wanted to say those people instead of them. But anyway, Parissa claims...
he's talking about the government. He's talking about the government.
Oh, I thought he was talking about done, like he was done giving up things for Franklin.
What the hell would he give up for Franklin?
I thought he just meant he was done, like, I don't know. I saw it as a different way. But
no, he's giving up. He's tired of giving up things for them, his boss, his employer, the people that he thought were going to validate his legacy and make him legendary, right? They were going to elevate his status to a point that he can be comfortable with it. He thought that's what they were going to give him. And the only thing they've ever given him is shit to eat. Right? Oh, your dad died? Oh, well, I hope your mind's right. Go out there and fix it before it blows up.
Fair enough.
Right? Like, that's how it's always gone for him. Got troubles in Costa Rica? Go handle it yourself. Go kill some folks. Yeah. That's how it is.
Yep.
And now that he actually has lost something, even though he's trying to convince everybody that he hasn't, he's hit a point where it's like, what am I chasing?
Yeah.
What am I trying to do? I got $70 million. I got a woman that I love and no more family. Time to go.
For what it's worth, Parissa then says that was the sexiest thing someone has ever said to her.
He is such a weirdo. He is such a weirdo. There's something wrong with her.
Oh, I just thought that was hilarious. I got this weird fucking bang going here.
Not the bang.
I don't like that shit. Anyway, FBI.
Fuck no.
That's what's happening right here. Like, I know it's a curl, but like, damn. Anyway, Effion says, oh, we can't gloss over Louis' monologue to homie in the warehouse. We'll get there.
We're going to get there.
Franklin meets up with Oso to discuss the fact that Franklin is the only one who could solve Oso's problem. Oso wants $10 million now. Franklin says he can give him $1 million now. Oso agrees, but he also needs passports for him and his family. Franklin agrees. Oso then finally states that Franklin needs to kill Teddy when he's done getting what he needs from him. Franklin states that is the easiest promise that he can make to Oso, which I thought was gangster.
High tense. High intensity.
Yes.
High intensity.
Yes.
Because Reed is the type of dude, even fleeing Franklin will take the time to go find Oso and give him one of them cocktails. Make it look like he had a heart attack or overdose.
Yeah.
He's the type. So, like, my hope is that by the time Franklin has cornered Teddy, Oso is long gone.
Yes.
Oso is long gone.
Yep.
So, like, he doesn't have the time to go chase after Oso and his family.
Yeah.
So, it looks like Oso, well, let me hold my horses because he still got the DEA and the KGB. But hopefully this means Oso is going to make it out of there. And the price on what's the name's head on Teddy's head just went from 10 million to 1. So my boy got a CIA agent on bargain. He got him off the clearance rack.
Facts. RBG Rider says, peace fam. Frequent comments. What's going on with you? Evian00 wants to get to the ending now. Right now. All right. Louis is... Oh, nope. I scrolled up. Hang on 1 second. Where are we at? Louis heads to the stables where Kane's homeboys have been waiting. Niggas start shooting, and the horse dumps Louis off to get to running. That's when niggas step up to her with a shotty and a pistol.
They were at that stable for 2 episodes. And so in my mind, there was no way they were just going to sit there, wait, and then kidnap her. No one saw them sitting there for 2 days. Yep. No one asked them what the hell they was doing. Mm-hmm. It wasn't no police or security around here except for Louis' people. it was just like, it was too easy. It was just fishing. Sit here and wait. And literally, that's how they caught her. There was no way when they did the preview of Kane talking about he caught something that I thought it could have been Louis, but I thought more likely it was Buckley.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Which
But
with
hey,
what
you
happens
could
in a
not have
scene later
convinced me.
on, it should have. But we'll talk
If
about
these
that
niggas was just about to sit there. Okay. Oh, there she go. Come on, let's go get her. And that's all it took.
Snowfall is great with writing, but this seemed to be a part where they had to kind of slack on this so that they can.
Well, they had to get to it.
Yeah,
They had to get to it.
yeah.
Sure.
All right. Franklin is supposed to meet up with Teddy, and V is asking questions. All of a sudden, Kane calls and lets him know he caught something big. Louis. He then invites Franklin to come and see. Kane wants Louis to give up info on Buckley. Kane tells Louis a story, which he does multiple times in this episode. Kane tells Louis a story about how his girl been tripping a little bit more than normal because of not having no info on Buckley. He asks again. Oh.
No, wait. Was he saying? So listen to the story, right? Me and my girl used to argue, and then I come in the room, I slide the panties to the side, get it done.
Mm-hmm.
And then now that fight just goes on and on and on and on. Is he trying to tell us it don't work no more after the shooting?
That's crazy. I thought that for a second, but then I got back into the story and forgot about that. But
because I was just thinking, like, bro, why don't you just put it down? Why don't you just go work it out, bro? You know what I'm saying? Show her how much you need her.
Because of what Buckley did to her, those conversations go on and on and on.
No, son. He can't do the work no more.
Yikes.
The boy coming up lame. He trying to put a noodle through a keyhole.
He asks again where Buckley is, and she doesn't answer. Kane starts kicking Louis in her stomach and then tells her to stay put because he got some homies that he need to call up.
Why are we protecting Buckley? What is so important about Buckley?
Yo, for the life of me, I don't know.
Buckley?
I didn't know what.
If you die, what is Buckley to anyone?
She held on to Buckley to space out the episode some more. That's the only thing
maybe. Maybe she is that stubborn. It's some stubborn people in the world, fam. Yeah. Like to the point of their own destruction. She could be that, but I just don't understand. Okay, let's work something out. You take me somewhere, drop me off, and then I'll hand you the information as to where he at or something like that. Put me in public. Let me go out in public, and then I'll tell you where he at.
Yeah.
Unbind me. Let's go to an In-N-Out.
Simple.
I'll tell you. You know what I'm saying?
Simple.
You ain't gonna shoot me in front of all these people, is you? Because he really want Buckley.
Yeah.
If that story was right, if I'm right about the story,
he has motive.
He want Buckley.
He has
motive. You know what I'm saying? Because Louis told you to kill me, not to make me an imp. Okay?
Yeah.
Not to make me lame.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure I can't never have children again. Facts. So if you was gonna kill me, you should have killed me.
Yeah.
Not what you did to me. I want Buckley.
Franklin pulls up to the spot and tells homeboy that he got a gun and he ain't getting rid of it. And since Kane told him to come through, it's his call if he wants him to let him through or not. Franklin walks in and sees Louis tied to the chair. Kane states that he figures Franklin wants to do the honors of killing her once he gets what he needs. Franklin declines. Kane tells another anecdote about branding cows, and lo and behold, he's about to brand the hell out of Louis. Louis spits on Kane and he laughs. He then brands a K right on her chest as she continues not to talk. Franklin asks,
nuts. You got that for the rest of your life, man. Wear it. Wear it.
Franklin asks for a moment with her and then tells her to give up Buckley and pray for a quick death. She claims that Franklin did this to her, and as he walks off, she claims she can help him find Teddy. But he already has Oso, so he don't need your shit.
Okay. We're going to do this again at another point in this recap. But let's just do it now for the audience, shall we?
Absolutely.
Did Franklin Saint exit himself from the family business?
No.
Okay. Did Franklin Saint steal a plug from Louis?
No.
Did Franklin Saint order a hit with a dirty cop on Kane?
No.
What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
I don't know.
The only reason why we in this position is that. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why. You, all the decisions you made led you here. You wouldn't even be a boss to be targeted had you just known your place. Just known your role. Just accepted the role within a multi-million-dollar business that you had instead of trying to be Franklin. I thought we already established this in the conversation with Jerome, which makes this line and another line in a preview for next week so frustrating. Because what is wrong with your brain, woman? Your husband already told you what it was.
Yeah.
I thought you accepted it when you said it. Man, that's wild. That's wild.
It is.
That's wild. For somebody to look you in your face and you say, you know what, I'm wrong, and then in the same sentence come back and be like, it's all your fault.
It's your fault while I'm here right now.
Woo! Hey, if she don't die, put her in the hospital. She needs it.
Facts. All right. Pop says, once he pulled out the branding iron, I would have been singing like the Temptations. Kaylin says, her blaming Franklin is wild. And I think Effion was saying no to the answers you were having me answer.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Franklin is driving away, but it seems he's having second thoughts. Jerome is at the drop and hurries everybody because he's getting pages. Lee wants to set up rules and regulations because he doesn't want chaos in the PJs. Franklin calls Leon and apparently wants him to page Jerome, to which him and Jerome speak, but he wants to bring the cavalry. Jerome calls Buckley, who was high on crack. Jerome tells Scully, and it seems he comes along with Jerome, and they pull up on Lee and Franklin.
Jerome, graduating from coke to crack, like saving money while also dying slowly inside is nuts. It's like you got more fiscally responsible, but your life is going to absolute shit.
Yes.
That's a crazy trade-off.
It is.
That is an insane trade-off.
But he don't have shit, so he might as well turn to crack.
Like, your unemployment is going to be so much more well spent on crack than it is on cocaine. I think that's probably what it was. He got fired and said, this coke is too expensive. This is not a working man's drug. Okay?
Kaylin says he's taking a good old hit. That was a Blueface hit. That was definitely a big old Blueface hit. Anyway, Jerome upstraps on Franklin because Jerome upstraps on Franklin, but he talks him down when it comes to Louis. Niggas are about to run a train on Louis and raid on Randall from Blue Mountain State or U-turn from Weeds. I don't know how people might know Paige Kennedy.
Oh!
Yeah.
Yo! Okay, I knew I recognized him.
Yeah,
okay, I watched Weeds.
Yeah, so raid on Randall from Blue Mountain State or U-turn from Weeds. I don't care.
I don't watch Blue Mountain, but I've seen Weeds.
Okay, you know him from something.
Yeah.
Whilst doing his best, a pimp named Slick. Actually, no, he was doing his worst. A pimp named Slickback impression. I didn't like it.
Bro, he was doing Money Mike, pimp named Slickback, Magnificent,
great episode.
Booty Warrior,
he was the low point.
Everybody.
He was the low point in this one. I wasn't fucking with it. Anyway, he walks in and discusses business. Seems like Kane is about to trade Louis off into some human trafficking.
He said, look here, I like you and I want you. And we can do this the easy way or the hard way. Your choice. It don't make me no never mind. He almost said it just like that.
You know what? I think he would be okay if he didn't try the pimp accent. I think that was what took me out of it. I'm like, that ain't it.
What I was getting from it was compensation. He's compensating.
Yeah,
and then Louis kind of
for what she said.
Yeah.
The voice still wasn't cutting it.
He was playing a character, which most people around him accept, so he keeps it up.
Because they don't know his background.
Mm-hmm.
His supposed background, which he confirms, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Franklin pulls up again, and one of the homeboys at the front desk, I don't know why I wrote front desk. It's not like they have a fucking front desk at Kane's warehouse. Anyway, Franklin pulls up again, and one of the homeboys at the front allows Franklin in. Seems he knows what's about to happen because he gets the fuck up out of there. And he even tries to take his homeboy with him, but his homeboy is a nut-ass freak bull, and who thinks he's about to get a turn on Louis.
Yeah, I thought that was an interesting little exchange, right? It was like, the one dude was all excited about what was about to happen. He like, hey, yo,
Way too excited.
you know she about to be in there like crying and bleeding.
Like, I don't give
like
a fuck. I'm trying to fuck something.
Terror. He like, shit.
I'm trying to fuck something.
Like, that man's a demon. And I'm glad they switched.
Oh my God, he is a demon. I don't want no part of that nigga. I think that's why he was so cool with being like, you want to go to the store with me? Oh, no? All right, I'm out. Like,
bet. I'm
fuck
gone.
You can stay here. I don't give a shit. Caitlin says, best episode so far, for sure, probably of the season. Some crazy stuff has to happen to top episode 7. I think it will. Anyway.
Oh, this was 7. I said 6 earlier.
I put 7 on the title. So, anyway, Louis is trying to haggle with the pimp for her freedom. Then he starts being a nut-ass freak bull. The homeboy at the front should have listened instead of being horny, or else he wouldn't have gotten stabbed up. Didn't even get to take a crack at the buns. He got stabbed up. That's what he gets. That's what he gets for
in anticipation for rape buns. That's
you know what I mean. You know what I mean. That's what you get. That's what you fucking get.
Being thirsty for SA buns. That's a little animalistic.
Facts.
It's a little crazy.
Louis flips game on the pimp and calls him out for all of his past trauma, which seemed to strike a nerve with him because that shit must have been true.
Mm-hmm.
Called
him right out. Told him exactly what it was. Yeah. Like, I see you. Now it's not gonna help, but I mean, she got her shit off.
All right. Seems like Frank showed up at the nick of time because Louis screaming bloody murder in the back and got her pants down, but ain't nothing happened. So he showed up right when he needed to.
I think they were very gracious because there was a lot of time. When she was bent over that chair and when Franklin, first starts. It's a lot of time. And she's screaming.
Franklin was just casually walking through the spot like, oh, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? How your mom?
Now let me be clear though. It's not like I needed it.
Sure.
I didn't need to see that.
Sure.
But it was a lot of time, so he was.
I'm like, Louis is screaming bloody murder now, and he's just like, oh, what's up, bro? How you doing? How your kids in there? Jerome pulls up and shoots the pimp through the door, and then Kane holds her hostage. After a conversation, it seems like Kane gets shot, and we have to lay to rest Jerome Aloysius Saint because he gets shot as well.
Would you have let Kane go just to get Louis back and survive? I feel like that was a little bit of a, I'm at the end of the road. I don't care. Like, I don't really want to be involved in any of this shit anymore. And then probably the prospect of leaving Louis for Jerome. I don't know if he actually would have pulled the trigger and did it. He was talking a lot, but then he doubled back and gave her a chance to get her head together before he shipped out, right? So would he have actually left her? But we know for sure he didn't want to keep doing what he was doing for her. So it's almost like in that moment where he probably could have just let Kane go, live to fight another day, and go get him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just so both of y'all live. But he didn't want to do it that way.
Oh yeah.
So like, would you have let him go?
You're right. You raised an interesting point. I would have to take Kane out. I think I would take Kane out.
I think being where Jerome is at, I think I probably would have just took my chances. Yeah, like he did.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He doesn't. He's depressed. Mm-hmm. He's truly depressed. He's in an all-out war against his family. Mm-hmm. He already been feeling a way about selling crack in the first place.
Yep.
He's basically telling you like he wants an escape. Well, the greatest escape is the final one. So
I mean, Kingston would have probably been a little bit better, but a
little better, yeah, for sure. Yes, absolutely.
Me. But of course, Louis had to stop him from getting to Kingston, so
I'm hoping this shakes Leon. I'm hoping he'll go like, I almost became the Projects King. Let me get my ass back to Uganda. Get the hell out of here.
Facts. Nathan Moore says seeing her in that state probably had him beyond angry. That's his wife.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Do we do what to expect? Are we moving on from the episode now, or do we pay our proper
Oh
respects
man.
to one Jerome Aloysius Saint?
All right, Peter Jerome, man. All right, Peter Jerome. Yeah, what to expect in the next episode, episode 8,
No, it's episode 7.
episode 7, and you put 7 in the
I
recap.
said
Okay,
that already. We've already acknowledged that.
good job, guy.
Whatever.
Good
All right.
job.
Charnel House. Oh, Snowfall, season 6, episode 7. Charnel House. Teddy and Franklin close in on each other. Gustavo runs out of time. And obviously, we've seen the trailer where Louie is saying some things that she should not be saying, especially at this point.
I attempted for about like 2 minutes to give her some benefit of the doubt because she's grieving, but like nothing about the series of events that led up to you being taken, nothing about that should put you in a mental state of looking to blame. You should be feeling ultimate guilt. Now, if you do feel that guilt, sometimes people try to divvy it off to other people. So if that's the case and she just truly feels guilty and she needs somebody else to wear some of that weight with her, we should get off of that pretty quickly. It shouldn't take too many conversations to get her off of that. Because she's every bit as culpable. Well, no, she's more culpable. She's absolutely more culpable than Jerome. I mean, than Saint for Jerome's death.
Mm-hmm.
But if she's absolutely demented, you know what she may do? She may try to give Saint up to Reed.
His name is Teddy, sir. You called him Reed.
Teddy, whatever. CIA boy.
Yeah.
She may try to set Franklin up. In light of this, they both gonna be at the hospital. They're both gonna be at a funeral. There's ample opportunity to where she's gonna be, where Franklin is,
Sure.
to set him up.
Yeah.
So if she's really truly off the reservation, and this is where she's going with this. It's all Franklin's fault. She gonna give him up. Also, she may bring up the fact of, well, how did they know to get me at the stables? How did they know to sit on the stables?
Yeah. Which, I mean, that is his fault. But
do you expect me not to think that it was you?
He still righted that wrong.
Well, but even with that, you are currently trying to kill me when I told him that information. So it's like,
yeah, that too. Yeah.
Like you trying to, you done sent cops to my apartment, tear up my stuff, got my wife all upset, can't even have her here. What are we doing? You shooting up my places of business, I'm shooting up your places of business. If we are shooting at each other, there really shouldn't be any understanding about setting each other up. We're trying to kill each other, right? That's what we doing. You wanted war.
Yeah. Yep.
They're all trying to tell you this woo ain't nothing to with.
Woo or war?
It's woo. Wu-Tang?
I don't think Franklin is in Wu-Tang. I don't think Wu-Tang is a thing at this point.
I have a Wu-Tang shirt on. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to quit.
Okay.
We went together.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so a part of me thinks that they're just writing it that way to make Louie even that much more unlikable so that when she dies, it's perfect. They don't need to do it, though, because she was already unlikable enough. But
the logic just doesn't track. Right? It doesn't make sense. Okay. I won't say it doesn't completely make sense because a grieving person will say a lot of irrational things. We're very close to the end, so there's really not that much runway for redemption.
Yeah.
So she's either going to be the overarching villain of the entire show when we look back on it, when we rewatch this, knowing where it ends up.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Or what we saw in the preview is a setup, and it's not where it's ultimately going to end. You know what I mean?
So, say she does give up Franklin, and somehow, because of that, Teddy wins, and Franklin dies. Bad ending, right? Like, you're not... Is it enough to be like, oh, Snowfall, what the fuck?
That is Arya killing the Night King instead of Jon Snow. That's what that is.
Okay. That's what I figured. I would say the same thing. Franklin has to win in order for this to be like, okay, Snowfall, one of the best shows.
That's lost ending in purgatory instead of us figuring out what the hell was going on with that damn island.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Then I just wanted to make sure.
Sure.
All right. My dad says Franklin is the reason she's alive. He didn't have to call Jerome and could have left her on the last train to Clarksville.
Like,
Fact is a fact.
again, let's run through it, folks. Let's get to it.
One more time.
Did Franklin want to leave the business?
No.
Did Franklin try to backdoor Louis on a plug?
No.
And did Franklin... No, we know Franklin didn't try to kill Kane because Franklin wanted to sue for peace. He wanted all of this shit done and over with. No more killing. Guess who started to kill him back up? Because I just don't want to... I don't feel right. You know... I had some bad sushi with Jerome earlier. My stomach's messed up. I got a boo-boo. I feel like somebody needs to die. And it's going to be Kane. Buckley, snort a little bit and then go get it done. That was all on you.
That was.
It was all on you. You. Every time, you. Every escalation, you. It went from, I don't want to be in the line of fire, to I don't want to work for Franklin, to I'm going to go to the man who just stole $70 million from my nephew to work for him. What planet are you living on, Lunel?
Lunel?
I just figured that was her full name.
That was all what to expect, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Any thoughts about Teddy and Franklin closing in on each other?
Ooh, okay, that's another
Gustavo
part.
runs out of time. What does that mean?
Maybe he has to run. Please don't get Gustavo, man. Gustavo has been Switzerland this entire show.
Facts.
He's been Switzerland. He just works and does his job. He
Also
just
can't
shows
die.
up.
Also can't die. Please don't let Oso die.
For what reason? Like, even to the point of maybe Franklin Saint dying, you can somehow make it make sense in your head.
Sure.
I would hate it, but you can somehow make it make sense as to why he met an end. Oso just shows up to work, man. Oso is your gardener. He's your roofer.
Now, why is he your gardener and your roofer?
You know why.
Why?
He shows up and he does what needs to be done. And he doesn't whine about it, doesn't moan and groan, doesn't give you no shit. He'll give you a good price, and he's just there. He's reliable.
What are you insinuating about Oso right now?
That Oso is a hard worker.
A hardworking what? What did you say?
He's a hardworking guy.
Oh, okay.
No, but seriously, in all seriousness, like he has been one of the most steady characters in terms of what his moral guide is, what his moral gauge is. It has not shifted all that much from season 1. And like he's been loyal to Teddy to the point that Teddy keeps him safe and pays him. But I don't think it ever moved beyond that.
I agree. Any other thoughts on episode 6 or episode 7? Not episode 8, because we're not there yet.
Do Reed and Franklin interact? Laptop about to die. That would be tragic.
Yeah, that would be.
Does Reed and Franklin interact at all? Next episode.
Yeah, I think they interact for sure. You mean do they meet face to face?
Face to face. Yeah, face to face.
Yes.
I couldn't imagine that Franklin's going to give Oso $1 million to sit around and wait.
Yeah. But they meet up, but things don't go to plan. And so this is like their first meet up again. Also, it looks like
he needs half of that $1 million from somebody, from Lee.
Yeah, I think so.
Who did he ask for that $500,000?
I don't remember.
It might have been Lee.
Probably.
Damn, he about to force.
Yeah, probably.
He about to force Lee to push that crack in the projects like it's candy, like it's hot Cheetos.
Oh.
Like it's.
I wonder how
like
Wanda's gonna feel about
pickles. That. Man. Poor Wanda.
Yeah. It's okay.
Poor Wanda. Or go Rob D. That's what they need to do.
Sure, but don't escape
Because
the
you know
fact
D
that
took the
Wanda.
money. If he was smart, as soon as he'd put his jaw back together, he'd go grab the bag and get out of there.
You're ignoring the fact that Wanda, her time's about up.
No, it's not.
she's about gone.
Wanda survived the 90s. She became a school teacher, middle school, and
Okay.
she teach history.
All right. Crack history.
She teaches world history at Martin Luther King High School.
Yo. Yeah, no,
Any
her.
Martin Luther King High School in the nation. That's where Wanda teaches currently.
It is not Dame time, it's Wanda time. It's about
I don't think
time.
so. Everybody who we think is gonna die can't die. Unless they just go kill off everybody in the show. So
Okay.
so if
My list.
Rome
My
already
list.
died,
Oh, go ahead.
if Rome already died, we still got to get one out of Teddy or Louis. They have to give us one.
Okay.
I wanted them to give us both, but one of them has to go, right? We still got Sissy, Wanda, Veronique, Saint, Leon. Like everybody can't be gone.
Okay. So if Teddy and Louis can both go, but if that's going to happen, they're probably going to give us somebody that we don't want to go. I would think. Right? Like, Franklin's got to go too, or like, Oso's got to go. On top of that, Wanda is going. Wanda or Lee, and I don't want it to be Lee, so Wanda's gone. She's.
I have a really bad feeling that Wanda ends up strung out again, and I just really don't want to see that for her.
That is going to happen because Leon is going to go. I'm telling you, one of them is gone. You better
Why
choose.
are you trying to break
You
up
better
the only
choose.
couple
You better
that's made it
choose
to the show?
which one you like more. And I like Leon more, so Wanda's got to go.
After all they've been through, that's what you doing to Leon and
I'm not
Wanda.
doing it. I didn't write the show.
After everything they've been through, that's what you gonna do to
I
them.
didn't write the show.
Wanda was out here singing ABCs on dudes 3 years ago, and now she is a wife, and you want her to die.
And I love their wedding scene, but she's on the clock, fam.
Wanda, I'm speaking life into you. You gonna live. You gonna live.
It is not much life because you will be gone by episode 9. I like her. I like her actress too. Like she seems real cool. She used to do skits with Dorm Taman and a whole bunch of shit like that. I like her, but she's gone. She's gone. Anyway, hey Josh and Marcus, are you guys going to review the new Marlon Wayans stand-up? Marlon Wayans has a new stand-up?
He does. I just heard he talked about the slap in there too, which
I thought that was
seems
an older
to be
one.
the.
I didn't see it, but I thought that was like an older one. I don't know.
What? The last one I heard him talking about was the one where he addressed the slap. So if there's another one after that, then I'm lost.
I don't know. I don't know. I ain't seen it. I don't know.
I mean, if it's only a couple months old, then that's probably the one that they're referring to.
I thought it was like 6-7 months old, but I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe we'll review it. Maybe Marcus will review it. All right. Feon00 says these last several episodes show what lengths both sides go to when the money stops on both ends. Remember, both sides have no money and functioning on access and working limited relationships. And then Nathan Moore says she could end up helping people who struggle with drugs. You know what, Nathan Moore? That is a commendable thing to say. It's just so sad that her time is up. Her time is up. Episode 9. I'm giving her episode 9.
No one likes a pessimistic Patty.
Look, Leon is here to stay. That's all I know. If Leon's
Lee's gonna live and Wanda's gonna die.
Look, I told
you just say she's gonna get back on crack because Leon dies?
I told you one of them has to go, and I'm Team Leon. So, fight me.
That's crazy.
Fight me. What's up?
Leon made his choice. He wanted to be in the projects. Wanda wanted to be in Africa.
That's true. And maybe he can blame himself like Louis is blaming Franklin. I don't care what he does with the rest of his life after Snowfall. All I know is her time is up.
Yikes.
Episode 9. K-Pop says R.I.P. Unk. He said it since season 1 that Coke gonna bring a lot of death and destruction. He was right. Rome was my favorite character. This is all Louis' fault. Nothing but facts. Nothing but facts.
Somebody got too big for their britches, got into some trouble, and then in the midst of trying to save your ass, like, did you forget that I was just in here 4 hours ago? Did you forget that? And now that I'm back, so should I have just let them run through you and throw you in the LA lake, in the LA river? Should I have just did that? You know? Console my uncle at your funeral?
Yeah.
Shit.
All right, this wig is getting a little itchy now. So Bel Air, are we ready to lose half of our viewership for Bel Air because people haven't watched Bel Air?
You can't even hold my man's down for a whole episode talking about his itchy. No commitment.
The wig is itchy, and nobody in Bel Air has this. So, what do you want me to do?
That's crazy, bro.
What do you want me to do? I'll keep the chain on. Does that make you happy?
Hey, do what you gotta do, bro.
Whatever, bro. I gotta change my screen anyway. Entertain the people.
Oh, I gotta change my screen. Gotta have a fancy background. I don't have Michigan grapes in the background like Marcus. Go blue.
Go Bucks.
You don't have to do that. No one wants to hear that.
Everyone wants to hear it.
Surely not Jordan Marshall.
That wasn't funny.
That was hilarious to me.
Nobody laughed at that. Anyway, ready for Bel Air?
Mm-hmm.
I am not. Let me get my notes up.
Yikes.
Bel Air Season 2, Episode 5. I did not write down what the episode was called.
I know what the name is called. It's called Lion Negroes. That's what this episode is called. Lion ass Negroes. Because everybody was lying. Everybody was in here telling tales.
That is a fact. Except that is not what the episode was called. It was called Excellence is Everywhere. Quite the opposite.
Lion.
Quite the opposite.
Lion Negroes is what it's called.
Whew. For what it's worth, I got two. Why does it not get my other finger? I got 2 Simply Spiked ads during this episode. For what it's worth. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, not only are y'all pushing this product on me during the episode, but now I got to deal with the ads outside of the episode.
Oh, they're not done. Did you pause it in the middle of watching the show?
You know I did.
You know what's on the pause menu?
Oh, wait, it's on the pause menu?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's crazy.
Simply Peach. Oh, they're shameless. They are absolutely shameless.
They're writing Coco Jones's character the same shit that they actually went through in finding advertisements.
No, literally. Literally.
We need more followers so we can push Simply Spiked. Anyway.
And they making them like force it. That not only have they said simply like 16 times in this damn show, but every time I pause it, you gonna have simply pop up on the screen.
Oh, like, and the commercials too? Okay. All right. I see what we doing here. They gave y'all a bag.
That's OD.
I wish we can get a bag like that one day. Just keep pushing the same product right in front of our people. It has to be something black, though.
Pure aqua spring water.
No, that's not black enough. It has to be like wave grease.
Water?
Yeah. It has to be like hair gel. No, hair gel sounds too white. It has to be
I'm not
grease.
selling hair.
Or
I'm not
do-rags.
selling hair gel.
Do-rags.
Okay.
We'll sell Marcus do-rags.
You are infinitely more racist to us than I was just being to
we have to sell do-rags, bro. Do you want to sell 40s? All right, then.
That's our option? 40s or do-rags?
Oh, man. Whew. I got a kick out of that. Thank you for that. Anyway, Will is getting his ass whooped by Doc while weightlifting and conditioning. He eventually throws up, and some of the other guys start making fun of him because obviously they come from rough backgrounds. Jackie comes to comfort him, and Doc ends up giving him Malcolm Gladwell's Outliers and telling him that he will be swimming 50 laps tomorrow. Malcolm Gladwell's Outliers is a good book, for what it's worth. Just throwing that out there.
I haven't read it.
Viv and Jeffrey discuss G's Uncle Phil drama, and Viv casually mentions how this art show is for old Aunt Viv. I didn't write that down yet. Sorry.
Jeffrey's still up with this weird ass vibe he got going on.
Yeah. But we see what that is later on in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Phil and Ashley are in the kitchen, and it seems Ashley received a letter from Tatiana Ali after it turns out that she moved to Chicago and has a job there. Seems Tatiana Ali wants to thank Ashley for all that she's done, but lo and behold, Ashley ain't really done shit. What did she do? What did she do?
Poor
to
Ashley,
receive a letter from you? What did she do?
Poor Ashley. They don't even halfway let this girl talk in these episodes. Like she's just like kind of like filling space. Like she's company when she needs it.
She had 2 scenes.
She's providing filler conversation when they need something else. She's a buffer in between in between homeboy Coco's ex and the parents and all of that. It's just like
You know what's funny? Simply Spiked had more screen time than Ashley in this episode.
Ashley. They said Simply more times than they said Ashley, for sure. I put $100 on it right now. Right now.
Man, damn.
Carlton, damn drink is more represented in this show than Ashley.
Right. Carlton and Will.
Look, Ivy. What's the shit? Simply or H2 Ivy?
Don't. See, we didn't have to talk about it because they didn't really actually say anything about it this episode. So
hey.
We just had to bring it up. Carlton and Will are sitting in class, and Will is sore from getting his ass whipped by Doc. They begin to announce the Founder Award finalists, and lo and behold, Carlton is the finalist, but so is Will. Somebody has to explain this to me because didn't this nigga just come back from suspension? Today?
But the BSU nominated him. Oh, girl, childish. She ultra petty, like. So even after I explained to you why I broke down at the protest and I didn't make the speech, after I confessed that to everybody, the entire group of y'all, and started this whole conversation on mental health, you decided to backdoor me for the award I worked my entire high school career for, to give it to my cousin off a popularity contest.
Yeah.
So she toxic.
He's
toxic.
Also, does the BSU count as an extracurricular in this case? Because he's not on the basketball team. So, again, how is he a finalist? And he just got back from suspension today.
Because former love interest needs to spurn Carlton. Plot, bro.
Plot. Lisa and Will are walking and talking, and Bro is asking Lisa to teach him how to swim. After talking shit about Drew, it seems Bel Air is starting a Lisa love triangle. At least for this episode.
Yeah, I didn't want this. I didn't want this, and I knew that there were going to have to be, a certain amount of cringe that you naturally have to accept because of the age group that we're dealing with most of the characters, right?
Yeah.
Like we don't get to deal with adults until we start messing with Jeffrey and the parents.
Yeah.
Or Coco to a certain degree.
Sure.
And Jazz. But most of the time we're spent looking at the lives of high school children, which is, it may feel endearing and exciting and exhilarating while you're going through it, but it just seems very stupid from an adult's perspective. So like I knew we were going to get some of that. I just don't want to spend a quarter of this season dealing with will he, won't he, Lisa or Jackie. Where does he go? And that seems exactly like where we're headed.
It's very it's very Tariq with Effie, Diana, and Lauren-ish.
Well, no. This is better than that.
Oh, it's better. Sure.
This is better than that. First of all, it's 2 girls that he met at different moments and not 3 extraordinarily attractive women in New York who only want Tariq. They don't want nobody else. They only want Tariq. Like at least Lisa and Jackie, that like Jackie kind of played him to the side for a little bit to see how he was. Lisa gave him a hard time. Like, there was some build up to those relationships. Tariq just walk in the room and is like, yeah, I'm Tariq St. Patrick. Which one of y'all gonna fall next?
Facts. And there's never any repercussions for that whatsoever.
I have not seen a female reject Tariq since Sax's niece.
Yikes. That was first season?
And that was only because she was there to investigate him. Like she wasn't allowed to not like Tariq, so she just happened to not end up liking Tariq.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's a fact. One of the influencers is talking shit on the phone about not getting invited to events because at least Kylo was getting them to events. Coco is sitting right there and is insulted and explains that she's working on it. Homegirl wants to depend on Karuchi's followers, but Coco doesn't want to use Karuchi.
I'm sorry. What is the basis of this influencer house? Like, explain to me how everybody works. Because what it seems like is happening right now is Ivy gets to use the house as a de facto billboard for her shitty grass drink.
Yes.
You two lubs, fucking leeches, get to sit around and complain and eat and drink all damn day about not having enough followers, and I work on getting us an advertisement deal. Is that kind of seems like what the hierarchy is right now? And if that's the way it is, you should shut the hell up and show up when I need you to.
Like nobody's making content. Doing? Nobody's even making content.
Go make a video. Yeah, make some content. What are you talking about? I ain't seen them girls do nothing but complain.
Right. Seems Todd and I are in agreement about how dumb it is that Will finishes suspension and ends up as a Founders Award finalist. Todd stated that the team misses him, but he was capping. Will informs him that he's on the Zenith Hype team, again, trash name, and Todd fans out over seeing them on House of Highlights. Todd is a real one for being happy for Will, despite all his bullshit.
He is a real one. Will is a lying Negro. Liar.
Yeah.
You barely making it through conditioning, baby. You don't know how to swim. You got to hit these laps tomorrow. You are stressed out. Stop lying. It's like the theme of this episode. Everybody just capping.
Jeffrey walks in and Phil tells G that he's been studying the numbers and the firm is down bad after losing their biggest client. G advises him to try to get the business back as a Hail Mary pass to save the firm, and Phil admits that he's happy to have G back. Connor's... Oh, okay. All right.
There was a lot of cap in that conversation because Jeffrey is capping.
Oh, yeah, no.
And Phil capping too, because he's suspicious as hell of Jeffrey right now, so he's not just so happy to have you back. Ha!
Connor's hating ass thinks him and Carlton are going to lose the Founders Award because of Will's, and I quote, woke-ass Malcolm X stunt.
Hey.
I literally mentioned that just to say woke.
I hate that word has been appropriated to mean what it means now, but for its current definition, he used it perfectly.
Yeah, he did.
Was the perfect person to use it.
You kind of froze up there a little bit.
Oh, did you? Where did I bust out? Did you hear it?
That last sentence.
Oh, so he was the perfect person to say it for today's definition of woke.
Got you.
The perfect person to say it.
Yeah, no, for sure. Connor comes in and starts pushing drugs onto Carlton just like the white man does. It started with Teddy, and now here's Connor. Teddy's pushing drugs on Franklin.
And get me on the sugar.
Yep. Teddy had Franklin pushing drugs, and now here comes Connor pushing drugs on Carlton.
And at first I was like, well, why did you pick it up? But then I'm like, okay, so if they find some drugs at his workstation, that spells problems for Carlton.
Sure.
Like, short of being like, hey, teacher, he just threw drugs on my station. There wasn't really nothing he could do other than go to the bathroom and flush the drugs, which is what you should have done. But you're cat. So.
Yeah. Which, by the way, he went to the bathroom And I don't know if he's never seemed so addicted to the stuff that like just being in the mere presence of it freaks him the fuck out like that. But I don't know. I just thought that
Well,
was a little weird.
here's a mishap I think that they probably should have got to if they were going to go this whole addiction angle. Is that yeah, Carlton was a social party druggie, but that still comes with its level of withdrawal. Like
Sure.
you're still jonesing to get to the next party so you can do some more drugs. You
Sure.
may not be doing it every day because you don't have the funds or the access to do it every
Or
day,
need to do it every day.
but you are definitely on it to do it again,
Yes.
right? So what they haven't done a great job of is showing how he's weaning off from the drugs that he was taking, not just the medication that was prescribed to him,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because he did have the setback with his anxiety. We haven't seen him struggle getting off of the drugs he was taking.
Fair
And
enough.
so that would make it make a little bit more sense that at the first opportunity he sees any white powdery substance, he run off with it like he got his favorite Christmas gift.
And then doesn't flush it down the toilet.
Yeah, it would make a little bit more sense as opposed to, oh, here we go with this again. Because we had just seen Carlton in a completely different light and we wasn't even thinking about drugs for him.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, here it go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think they could have did a little bit better job of focusing on the addiction aspect of what Carlton got going on as opposed to him just struggling with his anxiety. Because I think they're two different things.
I agree. Phil is texting Garrison to pull up at the restaurant he frequents when he sees some honey dip named Erica. Erica just moved from LA to New York. Erica seems to be this season's Michael Ealy, calling it now. Phil
Damn, is that why Blue Eyes ain't showing up? Because Phil got him a honey dip now?
You know? Phil seems to forget about Garrison with his fine Don Brizzle standing in front of him and invites her to have a seat. She sits down and takes a drink that was for Garrison and mentions that she knows it's Phil's go-to, and then explains that Garrison is actually her client and that her firm poached him.
Oh, she a cold mother lover.
Yeah.
She cold for that one.
For sure.
He's like, hold on, man. I ordered that expensive ass brandy for my client who's coming. He's like,
He's gonna
no,
sip
you
this
didn't.
Okay. All right.
Pinky up, fool. He my client. That was cold. That was cool. I don't think it's the same as Michael Ealy yet.
Oh no,
right?
It's not yet.
The moment that they do something social that ain't got nothing to do with work outside of Vivian, then we on the same track. Because that's all Vivian was ever doing with Mickey Blue Eye. Oh, we showing up to restaurants, showing up to private events, we having drinks, and oh, I just forgot to invite my husband. Silly me, right?
But we will get there. New Viv is explaining her artwork to old light-skinned Viv, and she doesn't seem to quite get what's happening until champagne is mentioned. Then she starts to absolutely shred New Viv's setup. That's weird. Why did she just absolutely destroy her shit?
Well, why is she even listening to this lady? Why is she not? I thought this was the shit she was doing with Reed.
Well, because she's not with Reed anymore. Remember, she went to his office and was like, well, actually, I have an art emergency or whatever she said.
Well, but that didn't mean that they're not working together anymore.
I don't think they're working together anymore. I think this whole thing was...
That's what that meant? Damn, they needed an excuse to get Michael Ealy out the story. Damn.
He called off too many times.
Well, we'll let this shit happen later.
Erica and Phil have
Get them blue eyes on somewhere.
Yo. Erica and Phil have a bit of coy banter about Garrison and what's going on with his firm. Erica asks about Viv because seemingly she wants that old thing back. Phil asks about Chris because it's the polite thing to do. There's absolutely no other explanation because black men don't cheat. Turns out Chris and Erica got a divorce over kids. So then came an Adam who also didn't want kids with Erica. They begin to discuss terms on how Phil can get his client back, and she says there is one way. She tells him that he would have to, and I quote, knock the dust off that monkey like a maid in an attic.
That's not what she said. But she is playing coy, right? So first red flag, divorce number 1. Second red flag, divorce number 2. Third red flag, you can get the client back. How bad you want it?
You know?
You know what I'm saying? So as long as my boy Phil only meets her in public places for work, we are in the clear. The moment Phil plays into that old history that he got with old girl and starts sneaking around and meeting up with her without Viv knowing, we in some trouble.
Yep.
We in some trouble.
Yep. Will is in the pool tense because he can't swim, despite probably being roughly 6 feet and being only maybe chest high in the water, and his feet are probably touching the ground at this exact moment. Will is so
Yo,
scared. Will is so scared in this moment that for a second I thought I saw the water turn dark blue. You know how they have like the pee detection in the
the
pool and it's
piece.
dark blue?
Yeah. The doggy paddle was crazy, first of all. The doggy paddle was crazy. And honestly, I felt like this entire scene, like the whole, oh, you gotta show me how to swim because I gotta swim at basketball practice tomorrow. And I'm gonna learn today and be fine at it tomorrow. But I feel like that scene was only there for Lisa and Will to be close to each other. And again, it's not a huge thing because I know there's gonna be a certain level of cringe that I'm just gonna have to eat with every episode. But we can find a more natural way for them to be around each other for a certain period of time without making up an excuse for Will to learn how to swim. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, but then they
No,
wouldn't be able to set up the scene where he tells Lisa her voice is the only thing that seems to bring him peace, and she has to hesitate. Like, oh,
yeah. See,
she wants that old thing back, bruh.
I was getting this feeling when they was doing the whole little flirty thing in the hallway, and then they doing the whole little flirty thing in the pool. It's like, damn, bro, you sending all kind of signals to her right now, and she think y'all about to get back together, and and, and coming up, she's going to meet a certain someone that's going to mess it all up for you, and you just playing around like everything hunky dory. You should be hanging out outside until it's time to go.
Yep, yep.
It's like I think they're trying to show us, you know, how you can get your wires crossed when you have all your feelings invested in a person and they're not on that wavelength and they kind of keeping you around, and in their mind, oh, we cool now. I get to have everything I want. I can still mess with you and I can have this new chick and life is great for me. Guys are stupid when they're 16. But like,
Sure.
it made sense to him. He's like, oh, we can still be cool, buddy. And Lisa over here like, you know what I'm saying?
All right. Coco Jones hasn't said one word in the scene, and Aunt Viv is stating how stressed she is and that Coco needs to hush up with all her bullshit. Coco seems concerned because, again, she hasn't said shit and her mom is going off. Instead of being mad, Coco explains her problems away and ignored everything Viv just said about shutting the fuck up about her problems. It would seem that Coco feels defeated, but Viv gives her solid advice to trust her gut and see where it takes her. Coco thinks the art show may be a good event to bring influencers to. That's when Coco reciprocates her advice back to her mom and says, trust your
Hey,
gut.
listen, advising your mother not to take anyone's shit and let them infringe on your vision while simultaneously asking her if she can infringe on your vision and plant her influencer house people is like peak Hillary.
Yes.
That's peak Hillary, because in the sitcom, what that would have been is some ditzy comment by Hillary while she's also trying to ask for something for her parents.
Yes.
So it's like a more tastefully done unawareness by Hillary.
Yep. Unawareness is totally not a word.
It's not, but I got on a tangent and I had to get it out of my mouth.
Cool. You already mentioned what?
Nothing.
Did you say pause?
Nothing. No.
You already mentioned this scene, but I'm gonna break it down. Will seems to want to break from all of his swimming-related anxiety when Lisa decides to splash him to get him back up. It seems the only thing that can actually motivate Will to learn to swim is not basketball. No. It's Lisa splashing him. However, they have a mad awkward moment. Lisa claims anything can work if you want it bad enough, and then they stare at each other awkwardly until Will splashes her. That whole scene was just... I could have done without that scene. Just for what it's worth. Yeah. Okay. I forgot that Lisa is technically working for Aunt Viv, and so they have a nice little moment while working on the art show. Lisa spills the beans on both Will and Carlton being finalists for the Founders Award, and
Damn.
then spills
Damn.
the beans about what happened at the protest.
Okay. Okay. Make this make sense to me. Make this make sense to me. At the bowling alley, when Carlton whooped Drew's ass,
Yes.
right? They sitting on the car. Carlton, you shouldn't have had to do that. You shouldn't have had to expose what you were going with through and any of your traumas to all those people like that. You shouldn't have had to do that. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go politic with your mama and gossip about what just happened to you and expose it to her that way. Okay, that's how it should happen. Yo, who gossips with somebody's mom? Who does that? I understand they close. Her mom died. Her and Aunt Viv are very close.
Yeah.
But who gossips about somebody with their mom?
Here's the other thing. How does that happen when you already felt bad about spilling the beans about the Founders Award? Like, you felt bad about that. Change subjects.
Right. Like, it's like, oh man, I shouldn't have told you that. Let me tell you something else that I shouldn't tell you. That was weird. That was a strange exchange.
Plot. Will checks Carlton about Connor, and Carlton explains that he doesn't even fuck with bro all like that. Then Will just stands in his room awkwardly, and then Carlton goes back to working out.
What's the name of this episode?
Lies everywhere.
Lying Negroes.
Lying Negroes.
Why are you capping so hard? Carlton, if you'd have told Will that he gave you the drugs, Will would have took it from you, and you would have been out of your crisis. But you're exhibiting junkie behavior. You're hiding your drugs. You covet them. You looking at it. You're shaking. And it's very junkie-ish here, Carlton.
Yes, very much so.
Like this doesn't look good.
No,
it's more than anxiety.
Yes. Phil walks in after his dinner date with Erica, and apparently bro is walking in late. Viv states that they need to talk about Carlton's panic attack. Not only that, but I don't like how he didn't even... Oh, not only that, but they need to talk about Will not saying shit about what happened at the panic attack. Viv wants to game plan with Phil. Viv walks into Carlton's room and congratulates him on the Founders Award, and he already knows she's on bullshit. Viv admits she knows about the panic attack, and meanwhile, Phil is talking to Will about not telling them. Phil is actually understanding, which is a nice surprise. While I know how bad panic attacks can be, I know how bad panic attacks can be, I don't think this panic attack with all the stress around it and it being so close to them weaning him off the meds, I don't think that's grounds for alarm. So I'm kind of glad they kind of handled it and were just like at least somewhat understanding.
And then also, we kind of knew from the jump. I think we mentioned this when he first asked him to watch Carlton. Like, that's putting him in a sticky spot.
Yeah.
Like, you basically asking me to snitch on my cousin.
Yeah.
Which is some gray area there because he does have, he's got an issue, but I don't, how am I supposed to have a good relationship with him to even know whether or not he's okay if I'm reporting information on him?
Yeah, and you're being helicopter parents. You're basically watching over him even when you can't watch over him, which doesn't allow him any room to grow.
And Doctor already told y'all in a few years he's gonna be able to do this shit on his own anyways, and you're not gonna be able to stop him. So it's better to give him the opportunity now so that we can figure out a safe way to do it, and he'll carry that on throughout his adult life.
Facts.
If you force it out of him, or if you force him back on the meds now, he gonna quit cold turkey while he out and as an adult, and that may not be the best thing for him.
Yeah. Will states that he wants to take himself out of the running for the Founders Award because he don't give a shit, and it means the world to Carlton.
Ooh, Cap, why you capping like that? Cap, why you capping like that? Cap.
I immediately knew that was Cap. This means that when Carlton and Will get mad at each other next episode, Will will actually try to go for the Founders Award, and after a huge fight, they'll be like, "Oh, it's okay that you won, Will."
But like, what is even the general interest in the Founders Award for Will? What could you possibly get at? How that gonna help you on your Zenith TV basketball team? How is that gonna help you?
And it's not gonna help you pay for college because Zenith Hype is already supposed to get you to where you want to go.
What do you gain? What do you get from it?
Nothing.
And you just never mind. Keep going.
Viv is at the art show dressed like Clipper Daryl. And while old Aunt Viv, she was. I don't know what that red and blue outfit was. That shit was trash. Anyway, and while old Aunt Viv is going in on new Viv's setup again, she gets distracted by Jeffrey and walks away with him. Jeffrey escorts her into a nearby broom closet and supposedly snaps her neck before exiting the room, brushing himself off and giving Aunt Viv an awkward thumbs up. Because he just
No, man, he put it down. He made sure that Viv don't have no more complications from here on out.
That. He put her down.
No, he did the work. No, he did the work that Kane couldn't do. Okay, he put it down.
He rose her down.
The occasion.
That's what he did.
I don't.
He's
think
a hitman, not a hit man.
No, he's a.
He didn't hitman. He is a hitman. The influencers are taking mad selfies at the art show. Seems like they enjoy a piece done by Anonymous and no one knows who did it. I thought that was going to become something and it didn't. So
I thought the joke was like the person's name was Anonymous. Like Anonymous is the name. That's why she kind of looked at him crazy. Like, what are you talking about?
Oh. No,
maybe not. I don't know. Is there not an artist named Anonymous?
I heard that and thought that they were going to explain that like Ashley's anonymous or somebody is anonymous. You know what I mean? And that just never happened. So
that's too much for Ashley. It doesn't have anything to do with
okay, sure.
social justice or sexuality. So
I thought it was going to be somebody. And
all side plots with Ashley have to have some sort of overarching social message.
Did somebody paint a picture in the first season? Did Will paint something in the first season, maybe?
I don't know.
I can't remember now. Anyway.
I can't recall.
Doc pulls up to the art show, and I guess he's there to drop Jackie off. I'm aware that Doc is simply there for his cut, but I'm not exactly sure the type of dancing that he wants Jackie to do is appropriate for an art show. Because he's her pimp.
First of all, she didn't even do nothing. The tap dancers was the show. She slid out and gave you a few of these.
Yeah, basically.
And it was over.
Yeah. Oh, Rose says it was Aunt Viv's painting. So then why was it anonymous? I thought that was her art show. I don't know. I feel like I remember seeing the painting.
They didn't take it anywhere, so if it wasn't just like a joke about the artist's name being anonymous, then I have no clue what was going on with that.
I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, the influencers don't give a fuck about an art show, but Coco says she has a big surprise coming up. Boy, howdy. Boy,
once again, I done brought y'all into this room with all of these people, with all this money around us, right? And y'all can't make it work. It's like, I got to take y'all to the dog park. I got to hike your leg up. I got to take you to the tree. And I got to smack it out of you. You know what I'm saying? Go do the thing. Aren't you an influencer? Pull your camera out and talk. Do the thing. Yep. Do it. And she over here trying to get a brand deal started with Simply.
Simply Spiked.
Hey,
Lisa meets Jackie. Lisa meets Jackie as she's letting her know where she can put her stuff and even attempts to calm Jackie down since she's nervous. Jackie thanks her and then compliments her boots, which is such a high school girl thing to do.
So the fact that Will is not in here. Is it hot in here? I need to go get some. The fact that he's not doing that the minute he's seen that they was both in the same room tells me that man is completely unaware of anything that Lisa is feeling or any impending danger by having his ex and his new girlfriend in the same room. My man is 16 for sure. He has experienced nothing. He's just so happy. He's so happy to have them both in the room. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Jackie.
Yeah. Amani Watson says it was Aunt Viv's painting too, and that now I think I remember her painting something in it. I think I remember that now. I think that was Aunt Viv.
But then why didn't she put her name on it? Why would you put your painting in an art gallery?
I gotta go back and watch season 1 again, but I do remember her painting one thing, and then like there was something about it. I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, Patience Anderson says, didn't watch this episode yet, but this season feels like a social movement / political campaign and a Simply Spiked ad, because that's exactly what it is. One big Simply Spiked ad.
Did she say and Simply Spiked ad?
She did.
I mean, that has been a good portion of the show, honestly. Yes. between the saga with the and I mean with shows like this, they usually do try to stay current because certain aspects when you have that long of a season, you have a filler, right? You have filler within the season, and so a lot of that filler tends to go along with current events, whether
Yep.
that be things that are going on in social commentary or politics or what have you, world events. It
Mm-hmm.
usually tries to tie into something that's going on in the time. Like All American was like that.
Yeah.
It usually has something that was going on with sports or black people or politics that was going on in the show to the point where they ended up doing. I think in the last season they were talking about NIL. That was like
That's
a
crazy.
big part of the final season. Yeah, so it's
Mm-hmm.
like I get it, but it seems like it's the responsibility of one character and one character only to wear that weight, which is unfortunate because she don't do nothing else.
Facts. All right. Bel Air loves his scenes with Doc and Will a little too much for my liking, so here we are with another one. Doc apologizes for the hungry athletes from before and explains that he needs to make sure his academics are on point. Of course, Will never thought about it like that, and Doc Loki puts the battery on Will's back for him to go for the Founders Award, an award he shouldn't have even been nominated for.
I see. I must have missed that then. I must have missed that in the episode. I completely missed that.
It
I don't
wasn't
remember that happening.
it wasn't a pivotal moment, but except for the fact that he basically hinted at like, yeah, you should totally go for it. He didn't say
So
go
then
for it, but
that's
he kind
why
of
he wants
hinted
the Founders Award. Then
it is
okay,
now. Yes. At the end, that's
okay.
why he yeah.
I for the life of me, I could not understand what even sparked his interest. Like, but Doc, because remember with the line. Remember the quote that he got up in his office behind him, and then
Mm-hmm.
Will spit that same line in the field to get him to go to
Mm-hmm.
the meeting. So he he's eating up anything that Doc gives him right now.
Right.
And
Patience
so if Doc
Anderson.
told him to sharpen up his academics, then he had an opportunity
Yeah,
to go get that
he
award.
says focus on your academics, and then he said something along the lines of, "Oh, the Founders Award. Yeah, I heard you got nominated for it. It couldn't hurt." Da, 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 da. And then that's when Will's like, "Oh, maybe I should go for it."
Oh, Doc wants me to get it. To hell with my cousin. Give me my cap.
Patience Anderson says, but at the sake of the overall plot of the story, do you feel like it's distracting? Talking about the Simply Spiked.
Well, I feel like there's a Simply Spiked, yeah.
I think she's talking about
I
that.
feel like if anybody suffers from that in the show, it's kind of Coco because they've kept her there as the sole marketer of Simply in this show. So
That has
if
been her
anybody
season,
should
except
be annoyed by it,
outside of
it
Jazz,
should
that
be
has
her.
been her entire season. It's
Yeah,
Simply Spiked.
yeah. I mean, maybe flattered because they see her as the most well, she's the only one that can do it. Viv and Phil are not social drinkers all like that.
Yeah,
I think this was like one of the only times we see Phil drinking was in this episode.
yeah.
Viv, she may have like a glass of wine, but she's not
You know
gonna
what? No, that's not
be.
true. Phil drinks a glass every now and then when he's in his office, and
Yeah, but he's not gonna be drinking it simply.
which would be nuts. That'd be crazy.
He
I'm on
ain't
this.
drinking no seltzer like some of our
Don't hate on
fellows
the
over
claw,
here.
bro.
You know
Don't
what I'm
hate on the
saying?
claw, bro. It's
Niggas
completely
ain't drinking
different.
the seltzers all like that. But it makes the most sense for her to be Coco because she's old enough and she's not one of the parents to make her look like an alcoholic. So she can constantly be talking about
An
goddamn Simply.
alcoholic angle would be nuts as an advertisement.
So you know what? In that way, maybe to a slight degree, but it hasn't been so off putting that I've I'm disappointed by it. You got to get your money right.
I
Product
just can't
placement.
stop drinking this Simply Spiked. Simply Spiked peach. Oh my god, I love it. It's just fucking
Ew, if
addicting.
they use an addiction to alcohol to try to sell Simply Spike, that is insane. That's insane.
Oh man, it just keeps calling me, man. Anyway, all right. Ashley pulls up, and of course, she notices the book with a slave in it. Because the white people in the PTA don't want CRT to be taught, Ashley never learned about this woman. Viv says it's important that we educate ourselves. Ashley states that our excellence is everywhere.
It's like, damn, even when other people are talking to Ashley, it's only about black history, women empowerment, sexual empowerment, sexual liberation,
Oh,
women's
man.
empowerment, and Black history. We can't never just ask Ashley, "How you doing? How are your friends, Ashley? We haven't seen them in like a whole season and a half.
Oh, man.
Are you okay, Ashley? Ashley, when you're not at school or doing anything that has to do with, civil rights or protest, what do you do? What are your hobbies, Ashley? I wonder.
She stands in her room in a T pose, just waiting for the next social event.
Like, Ashley, do you even have a cell phone? It was at a birthday party for you a few episodes ago,
Oh,
and the
man.
closest friend I seen there for you was Sweetie.
She don't even like.
Ashley?
She don't even like Sweetie. She was mad that Sweetie was there. She almost threw a bucket of red paint on Sweetie for wearing fur.
I don't mean to discount some of the messages that they're giving, and then the overarching theme of everybody pouring the most virtuous thing they feel like they can give to Ashley into Ashley is a beautiful thing. But Lord Jesus, let this child say something other than some speech about some cause.
Oh, man, that's funny. Anyway,
Real.
Jeffrey asks how the meeting with Garrison went, and apparently G knows about Erica as well. Also, turns out that what Erica offered Phil is a chance to be a senior partner at her firm. Erica will also be in charge of Phil's schedule, which she will make sure that they have plenty of time for personal meetings and coachings, and if they need to go out of town, she will make sure that the room is booked nearby. Just for business purposes. Of course, Phil has yet to tell Vivian.
Yo, I'm confused.
She offered the position of senior partner at the law firm.
At her law firm.
At her law firm, yes. Do you remember that?
Yo, did I
Yo,
what happened?
I don't know. I don't know.
I missed these points.
Am I spoiling the show for you?
You might be. She offered him a position at her law firm. That was yes. That's how. Okay.
Yep, and she wants to make sure that she's scheduling personal meetings and coachings, and making sure that his hotel room is right next to hers.
Did she actually say any of that, or is this all on you? Because see, when I actually didn't see it, now I have a hard time figuring out whether or not this is your bullshit or if
bullshit. I am enhancing the story, sir.
Are you?
Yes.
You taking us away from Bel Air and straight into Love and Hip Hop Atlanta.
Actually, that is what Homegirl said the BET owner did to her. Is schedule a bunch of time for personal meetings and had the hotel
was that
rooms.
The joke? Okay, I see it now. I got it.
Anyway, yes, she did offer him a position at the law firm. So since you didn't know that, he caps in not telling Vivian a little bit. Like he didn't actually literally
see this, but see the things that precede it, that follow it. Like I don't. Okay.
Anyway, Jazz and Carlton are roasting people at the art show, and one of the guys is LaMarcus Alton. I hate the name because it's way too close to LaMarcus Aldridge. Like you didn't even try.
They put LaMarcus Aldridge and what's dude's name? DeAndre Ayton.
Yes.
They put them names together and just made something up.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's his name. Like you just basically used his name.
Carlton.
But apparently, bro is a football star, and after all of the pole writing that Jazz does, he introduces himself as Coco Jones's ex. Carlton exits stage left, hella shocked at what just happened.
Hey, look, I get it, Jazz. I understand why you didn't text back. I just felt like I lost my whole relationship in about 30 seconds.
Yes.
And the conversation with my girl ended with a kiss, and I feel like I just got X'd out.
You lost.
Homeboy walks in as my favorite football player. I pour my heart out all to him, tell him how big of a fan I am, just how much I love this guy. Only for him to tell me that he used to get it in with my girl.
Yeah, I'm back for my bit.
And not only did he not used to get it in with her, I'm gonna just slide on over here to her family and watch everybody just kind of.
Yeah, that was the worst part of it all. That was the worst part.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, it's time to go.
The family
it's time to go. I look like the side piece. I look like a secret right now.
Yes.
What am I doing? I gotta go.
Yep. The influencers don't even fuck with the art show, but now they're filming Viv's speech, which I am sure is content that their followers don't even give a fuck about. Hell, I even barely paid attention during the speech. I was like, man, what is she talking about? You give a fuck about this? The Syncopated Ladies is a terrible name for a dance group, but I guess Jackie gets it from her uncle. They are, however, pretty good at tap dancing to Jaden Smith's music.
Yo, why can't she tap dance? Why do we bring tap dancers if she's a ballerina? We like.
I don't know, bro.
I didn't get the choreography for that. Like the tap dancers was fire. They was good.
No, they were.
And then here comes Jackie. I'm like, that's it? You're not gonna get up on your toe or nothing?
Nope. Too much work. But yeah, again, that was to Jaden Smith's music, for what it's worth.
Hey man, you know his daddy.
I do know.
You gotta get some placement in there.
If Simply Spike gets it, Jaden Smith better get one of his songs.
Hey, if Will's going to allow Simply to come in there and say their name 92 times in an episode, then I can put my son's music in there.
If Saweetie gets a spot as a cameo, then Jaden Smith better get his song.
Are we gonna hear a Willow track soon? Watch.
Are we gonna hear Whip My Hair? I whip my hair back in the phone with my hair.
Just whip it.
Ashley's gonna listen to that song.
It's real good.
That's what it's gonna be. She's gonna sing that song at like a talent show.
If Ashley sings "Whip It" at a talent show, she the GOAT. He's goated.
Fair enough.
She is her. Herothy?
That nope doesn't work.
Hermione.
For some reason, Jazz is not standing next to Coco Jones and her ex is, which I thought was nuts. Like, go stand next to your girl.
That's why he slid up out of that thing. That's why he left.
Also, Jeffrey dips off and Phil notices, but we will get into why momentarily. Coco Jones admitted that her and LaMarcus Alton broke up because he went to Philly. Jazz, while understandably shook at the prospect of what's happening, shouldn't necessarily be jealous since he's got Coco Jones now, is what I would be saying if it weren't for the fact that Coco Jones invited him, and that was the big surprise for the influencers. All that along with all the dick riding that he did earlier.
What is the name of the episode?
Lies everywhere?
Lying Negroes! Why is everyone lying? Everybody is lying. Lying like a rug. Oh, I don't even know. I mean, I invited him. Like,
yeah, no, that's...
What?
You invited LaMarcus Alton?
Okay, cool. So it's work related, right? And obviously this is going to help with the business venture. Why you couldn't tell me about it? We talk about this shit every night. This is all we talk about when you come home. Why you couldn't just tell me?
Especially with how big of a fan he is.
Please, so that I don't drop to my knees and try to give this man some service right in front of your parents. Like, Jesus.
Whew. Lisa.
Prepare me mentally.
Yeah.
Like, imagine your girl come home and tell you, all right, look, I didn't tell you about my ex. It's DeAndre Hopkins. Okay?
No.
it's DeAndre Hopkins. I gotta work with, oh no, imagine she doesn't tell you. And you outside, and you like, oh my God, that's DeAndre Hopkins? Yo, fam, I'm your biggest fan. I seen you at the Texans. I seen you at the Cardinals. You a beast. How you know my girl? Yeah, I used to be in that.
Oh, no. Nope. I'm out. I'm out.
Gloria.
I don't mean out. Like, I'm off of this planet. Like, just take me and go.
Like,
I'm
heartbroken.
Yes.
You know how bad I'm going to feel? Destroyed. My idol is my predecessor.
Whew. Anyway, Lisa and Jackie are happy because Lisa told her that she'd do good during her little dance, which she totally did good for whatever little small thing she did. That's when Will shows up and kisses Jackie, leaving Lisa to be jealous, causing a very awkward situation. Jackie notices that Lisa wants that old thing back.
We're going to get to the last lie, or the last two liars here in a second.
Fair enough.
So
After the show, Lisa is swiping on Tinder on her iPad, and that's when Will shows up to talk to her. She claims
she's definitely not swiping on Tinder.
she's definitely swiping on Tinder now. She
She was
has no other
definitely
options.
hiding the tears she was trying to fight back.
She was swiping on Tinder with a Apple Pencil, which is nuts. She claims She claims she's just taking care of some things before she went home. Will apologizes for how awkward things were, and Lisa admits that she feels dumb for holding out feelings for Will. Will puts Lisa in the friend zone, but she's not having it. Lisa then claims that she wished they never did it, and she wished they never loved it, and she wished she never fell so deep in love, and now there ain't no way that they can be friends. And now all she can say is la 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 la.
Okay, she's a liar as well, because I thought we was cool. I thought everything was fine. I thought we can be friends. What happened? Did you think that I was gonna be single forever? I said we couldn't date no more. I didn't say I wasn't gonna ever date again. Oh, we can be friends as long as I'm single. Huh? Huh? Did you never think about the potential of me finding another female on this planet by which females outnumber us 2-1? Like, where are we going with this? Lies. Lies. It was all cap. You thought you were going to get him back, and you didn't. Sometimes you lose, Lisa.
That's a fact. That is a fact.
A loss is a loss is a loss.
Yes. Phil and Viv discuss her art and her art show, and Phil hesitates to tell her about the problem that they have with Jeffrey. I feel weird because A, he still ain't said shit about Erica at this point in time, and B, why did G... At the time, I didn't know why G left out so fast. They didn't explain that at the point, so we'll get there. Anyway, apparently Coco Jones has closed the deal with Simply, and the Asian influencer says, and I quote, "Loving this Simply Spiked lemonade." People don't talk like that. Why are you saying it like that? Loving this Simply Spiked lemonade. Placement. That's what people say in a commercial. Apparently, the live stream.
I don't think we've ever drunk this. I haven't drunk regular Simply that much.
Oh, no.
For it to come up that naturally in conversation.
Yeah, I would say loving this Simply lemonade. I wouldn't say that. Nobody would
be like, this shit fire. This shit fire.
Apparently, the blueberry lemonade is fire, and I've never had it.
Strawberry for me, the strawberry lemonade is goated.
Strawberry and the raspberry.
The raspberry lemonade is nice. I like the strawberry lemonade though. That shit is.
Yeah, no, facts. Chillmonger wants to know why you're so heated about Will dating others.
No, I'm not. I'm not worried about it at all. I'm telling Lisa that she probably should have seen this coming. He never said that, oh, I just can't be with anybody right now. He said, I can't with you. I can't be with you, is what he said.
Facts.
So knowing that, right, going into that, you have to think about the prospect of him dating someone else when you tell him, hey, we can be friends. There's no reason why we can't stay cool. Ain't that what we was just talking about an episode ago? Okay, let's stay cool. I have a girlfriend, but let's stay cool.
Simple.
Unless you was lying.
Also, apparently the live stream with LaMarcus put them over the top so that they can get the deal. And Jazz is now ghosting Coco Jones. So.
Yeah, bro, I've been replaced.
Yeah. Well, you have
Julio Jones
technically you have
the door,
but you have.
told me that he used to have my girl, and seconds later his family flocked to him like mosquitoes at a cookout.
Yeah.
Like a flock of gnats. They just came out of nowhere. I swear to God, Ashley, Phil, and Aunt Viv was all at separate corners of the room, and somehow they just kind of came like a magnet and surrounded him.
All right.
Like, fam, I don't have no more role here. They ain't never surrounded me like that.
Never.
I get it. What's up, Jazz? What up? How you doing, Jazz? How are you, Jazz? Because they never came around me and asked me how my life was.
Yikes. All right. Apparently, Phil put a security camera in his office because he suspected something was going on. Also, apparently, G took that time from the art show to raid Phil's office right in camera view. It don't get no more 4K than that. Well, it don't get no more 720p because he cheaped out on the camera quality.
Do I even need to say anything about this one? I mean, this one is pretty obvious, right? I mean, it's probably pretty obvious. He's the next addition to the damn liar group in this episode.
G or Uncle Phil?
Well, we gonna get to Uncle Phil in a minute, but G.
Okay, yeah, no, he's definitely lying too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
He capping this whole time.
Lying in his face.
I thought that he was working with that partner from the firm. Maybe helping him embezzle some money, and he get a little cut if he help screw Uncle Phil, and he has a motivation to do it.
Something.
But they didn't go that route. He just want to know where his son is at.
Yeah. Yep. All right, and then Will is looking up the Founders Award info, and Carlton didn't flush those drugs down. Instead, he hides them in the most obvious place a TV character would hide drugs, in the drawer. Right underneath one article of clothing. Like, fam, really?
Carlton's a liar. Will's a liar. Uncle Phil, did you not learn your lesson about trying to keep fathers away from their sons from season 1? Didn't we just do this? Didn't you just apologize to Will and tell him that you were wrong for what you did? Or was it Cat? Or was it Cat?
And he's not telling his wife.
Once again, thinking that you know better than the adult in the room about whether or not he should see his son. Unless it's something that, like, I don't have a reasonable reason for Phil to be keeping the location of Jeffrey's son from him. Because it just feels like the thing that we just did with Will and Lou last season.
Yep. And also, he's lying to Aunt Viv by omitting the truth about this whole Erica thing. Like, why is he not telling her? You just dealt with that with homeboy.
Everybody's lying. Who's gonna tell the truth?
That's nuts. That's crazy.
Nobody.
Yikes. Spoiler King says, "What up?
What up, dog?
What up?" Any other thoughts on Bel Air season 2, episode 5?
I'm hoping that since we're midway through the season, the pace is going to pick up a little bit to kind of get us through some of this sludge that we've been enduring the last couple of episodes. It hasn't been bad. I have not been turned completely off.
Sure,
but they're slipping a bit. They're slipping again. I think who was it? Made the comment. I don't want to. Made the comment about the product placement in the protest, basically the whole season.
In the last stream?
In our chat today. Not 2 minutes. Not
Patience
like
saying that didn't watch this episode yet, but this season feels like a social movement, political campaign, and a simply spiked ad.
Patience. Yeah, I agree. The more I think about it, at least 2 of these episodes out of the first 5 have felt like not only filler, but filler for the show's social aspect, right? To set their moral compass, and it could work for certain shows, and other shows it doesn't work as well. Whatever social undertones they were trying to press in season 1, I think went seamlessly. It didn't feel out of place or forced. And in the early parts of this season, I can't really say that about the show right now. So that has kind of been disappointing, but I'm still watching, and there's still enough good things going on in the show to keep me interested. I need them to pick it up a little bit.
I agree with that. Being that I've seen this like from the first episode, that some of the things that they're doing have kind of repeated from last season.
Sure.
I guess I'm not, turned off to it yet, but if they keep doing it, it's going to be like, bro, I just watched season 1 all over again.
Now, the one thing they are good at is defying what you would think is the normal reaction to things that are happening. So when they found out that Will and Carlton was lying, I was expecting to go bust up in the room and be like,
I did too. Yeah,
hope y'all get in here. And it went so much smoother than what I anticipated. And that has come up. That's been a common theme in in the show where they kind of buck the norm and they go a different direction than what you're expecting.
Maybe they can do
So
that a little more.
exactly. I think maybe we're in for a little bit more of that in the second half of the season, but right now it's very so-so. There are good things, there are bad things. There's a lot of cringe, a little bit more than what I would prefer. But still great performances by Jabari and the rest of the kids. Coco, obviously, Carlton, the actor that plays Carlton.
I wish I could say the same about
Um,
Ashley, but we've only seen her twice this season, so
yeah, that's continued to be a disappointment, man. Like, I don't know why she's there. They might as well send her off to a boarding school for social justice.
until she comes back as a
Because
singer.
I don't. They're just not giving her normal everyday side plots.
Yeah.
Her side plot is meant to drive a narrative for the show. It's meant to set the moral compass for the story that we're telling. And I just don't think that that's fair to the character, because when you look back at it, you're going to see the spots where a character could have been developed or the opportunities for it to happen that were wasted on throwaway lines or wasted on her being filler to somebody else's side plot. It's just not fair. I feel like they're going to end up sending Ashley upstairs one time and she's never going to come back down.
We'll see. We will see.
Like Judy from Family Matters.
Yo. Spoiler King says there's got to be a big reason why Jeffrey can't see his son. Agreed.
I think so, yeah.
Chili Chill says, I want to see Jeffrey win the lottery, but for real. And Nathan Moore with the huge news. I don't know if you two knew that Michael Ealy is actually going to be on Power Book 2 Ghost as a detective. And so that could be why. That could be why he's not on Bel Air.
Mike! Okay. You know what? It's okay. I think he fits better over there. Sure. He wasn't doing nothing but enticing a wholesome woman and a mother and a wife over here.
He's going to do the same thing on Power Book 2.
Yeah, well, he can do it over there.
He's going to do the same thing on Power Book 2.
Girlfriends.
Tariq
got too many girlfriends. Michael Ealy need to go over there and snatch one up.
He's going to do the same thing on Power Book 2, but because that was Bel Air and this is Power, he's actually going to have sex scenes. That's the difference. That's the difference.
I mean, yeah. He's a detective. So, another detective? We need another detective? Is something going to happen to Blanca? Like,
please.
Oh, man. No, I didn't know that. So, thank you, Spoiler King.
No, I didn't know that either. And I looked at the cast before. I didn't think about it. I think Michael Ealy for Bel Air and I think Michael Ealy for Power. I think it's two different things.
This will be a good evergreen topic and a nice little cutout for the replay gang or the rewatchers. Rank the shows. We'll go
the shows that we watch.
Power Book 2 Ghost. Huh?
The shows that we watch.
Yeah, Power Book 2 Ghost. Snowfall
number 1.
And Bel Air.
And Swarm. And Winning Time. And Moon Knight.
No.
And,
just those 4.
And Loki.
Just those 4. So Snowfall
and Miss Marvel.
Power Book
we reviewed that
Ghost.
Twice.
Shut up. Power Book 2 Ghost. Bel Air and Swarm.
Oh, and Power Book 3 and Power Book 4.
No, man. I'm not gonna give them 7 or 8 things. 4. Bel Air, Ghost, Snowfall, and Swarm. Give me your rankings.
If your answer is anything but Snowfall, I'm not putting Ghost that high.
See, that's where it gets tricky. Is who's number 2, Bel Air or Ghost?
Swarm was pretty good too.
Do you want the cringe of Bel Air, or do you want the nonsensical nature of the narrative in Ghost? It's like they both have their good take, right? Because Ghost is decidedly more gritty. It has higher stakes and consequences. but it don't always make sense. And then over here at Bel Air, it makes sense, and the narrative is tight most of the time, but it can get very cringy at moments and slightly annoying.
You know what I was gonna say? Ghosts actually at times feels like a comedy to me because the shit is just so nonsensical and over
Or
the
at least
top,
like satire.
like Swarm
It's
was.
almost so over the type. It's like
Like
satire.
Swarm was. Swarm was like it was real horror, but like
It was
it
satirical,
was a
sure,
comedy.
sure,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
absolutely, yeah, to a certain degree.
But then I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? Bel Air is kind of like that to me too. Bel Air, like I sit there and I
But
just constantly make jokes about Bel Air.
it's like that because you are not the target. Well, you're the
Oh no,
target
that's
demographic to a
fair.
certain degree, but it's definitely shooting under. You know what I
That's
mean?
fair. It's like
So,
a
but
grown man
that
reading a
power
kindergarten
you're
book.
expecting, yeah, power you're expecting to get something real, something that makes sense to your adult mind, and it doesn't always get there.
If I'm
So
ranking them or judging their ranking, it's based off of what I make more jokes about during my notes. And since Ghost just started and it started really disappointing for me, I didn't write that many jokes. So for now, I'm going Bel Air, but I think honestly it's Ghost.
I think that's where I was always at. I think it was
Honestly, it's Ghost.
Snowfall, Bel Air, Ghost.
So then we're not voting Swarm because Swarm was too
Oh,
quick.
I'm sorry. Snowfall. Ooh,
Yeah,
Snowfall, Swarm, Bel Air, Ghost. Damn, Ghost is forward. Yeah, yeah,
but judging
yes.
off of the first episode of this last season or of this season for Power Book 2 Ghost, yeah, I don't blame you for putting it
It's
over
not a
there.
good sign, man. That show is taking a dive. And
And it's
it
only
looks
been
like
one episode.
they're trying to give us the retrofitted versions of Ghost and Tommy.
Facts. Chillmonger
And
says
Kane is
include Miss
Kanan.
Marvel.
Kane is Kanan. Effie is Tasha. Lauren is Angie. I don't know who the hell Diana is.
Effie is Angie.
Jukebox. You're gonna be Jukebox.
Effie is
You're gonna
Angie.
have a tragic fall to be an evil person.
Effie is Angie.
Nah, Effie is Tasha.
Effie's been there since school for Tariq. So technically that's the
Tasha
same
was there
thing.
since they met Kanan.
Yeah, but
She was
Effie
there
was there
to watch his entire rise.
first.
Hmm?
Effie was there first and Angela was there first. And then
Kinda. Effie was his roommate at Choate that got him kicked out. What's her
yeah.
name was his
But they
first
had a
love.
relationship that started since then.
Yeah, but she played him. She played him initially. So their initial interaction was not love. His first interaction with
He was in
Lauren was
love.
the attraction.
He was in love.
Who?
Tariq.
Yeah, that's why he got played.
Yeah.
So their first interaction was her playing him and getting him kicked out of school.
Sure, and that sucks, but hey, that's still your Angie.
Okay, so that's not the Angie. That's not the Angie origin.
Because
It's
now
more so
now she's
Lori.
back and she loves him. So
Lori. Oh my God. Lauren is his Angie. That's his true love. That's what they trying to get at with him languishing over her being gone, even though Effie is still here. Effie is right here in his face. If he loved Effie more than Lauren, he wouldn't be thinking about Lauren all like that no more.
I'll put it like this: Tariq is not poking Effie in the fucking forehead.
Why won't he?
He wouldn't, cause she
Why
bodied
won't
him.
he?
That's why. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. I'm sure Tasha. I'm sure Tasha thought the same.
Tasha's not bodying Ghost, but
I'm sure she thought
Effie
that he
is
was never gonna
bodying
walk
Tariq.
in and flicker on her forehead.
Effie is bodying Tariq, even though she's the informant. She's bodying Tariq.
We're on a whole nother show. We're on a whole
Kendall's.
nother show.
I said Chillmonger said add Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel.
Yeah, add Miss Marvel.
Okay, nah. You said you want me to put it in there somewhere? Um. Damn, is Ghost better than Miss Marvel?
I can't say because I still haven't
Is
seen Miss
Bel Air
Marvel.
better than Miss Marvel? Yeah, Bel Air is better than Miss Marvel. I will watch Bel Air over Miss Marvel.
So then, yeah. All right. Well, then it's
It's oof.
5.
5, yeah. It's not really fair because Miss Marvel is made for teenagers.
So is Bel Air.
And most of these shows are at least entertaining to my demographic. I don't think Miss Marvel was meant for me, for a 30-year-old black man. I don't think Miss Marvel was made for me.
Kendall, aka Kunch the Conqueror, says was good, and then said Effie is definitely Angie.
Thank you. Oh wait, no.
Yes, thank you.
Effie is Tasha. Okay, if everything's lined up, and we're saying that he's the mirror version of his dad, he ends up longing and wanting and idolizing Lauren, which is what he did with Angie. But what he's left with ultimately is Effie, just like Ghost was ultimately left with Tasha. He didn't get to have his dream ending with Angie. It was taken away from him. It was something that he idolized in his mind, the same way Tariq is idolizing Lauren in his mind, that he will never have a chance to have fully.
Nah, but
the way that James never got to have Angie fully.
He feels responsible for Lauren's death.
The same way James felt responsible for ruining Angie's career.
Effie is Angie. Plant Poppy says
Effie is the wifey, which makes her Tasha.
Plant Poppy says, have some respect, Tasha. I just lost the love of my life. Savage, LOL. Yeah, because Tariq is not telling Effie that. He is scared shitless of that girl.
Dude, oh my God. You don't get the symmetry here.
Because there is none.
No, listen. Tasha, give me a minute. I just lost the love of my life. It's wild, right? Because I'm your wife. And you just said you lost the love of your wife. Yep. Okay. Mm-hmm. So imagine Effie, who has poured everything, every last ounce that she got in her life right now, into protecting Tariq. And for him for an entire summer, right? Because we didn't just pick up right at the heels of Lauren dying. Nah, a whole summer has passed. And this man will not get past Lauren and his responsibility that he feels to her. How is that not, or those tracks not running parallel to each other?
You know what, bro?
It's the same line of thinking. I'm so detached. And then behind it, he doesn't know this, but Effie literally killed this girl to protect him. And you won't stop talking about her.
You know what, bro? Watch this. Effie is actually Angie, and Diana is Tasha. Fuck Lauren. Yeah. Deal with it. She's dead. She's gone. Deal with it.
It certainly complicates things when you add a third girl. But can't nobody tell me different. Effie is Tasha. She's the down chick that will do anything for Tariq. He just doesn't love her the same way he loves Lauren. Lauren is Angie. He's not going to get a chance to be with her the way he wants to, but he really loves Lauren. Effie is just so down for him that you can't not have her around. And that's what Tasha was. That's why she ended up getting the ring, because she was so committed to James that she would do anything for him, and he knew he could depend on her.
She wasn't even committed. Effie. She wasn't even committed to James. Effie. She was committed to Ghost.
Yeah. Same difference.
Yeah. Same difference. I won that argument. Anyway.
You didn't.
I didn't really say anything. Anyway. Jesus, how did we get that far into a tangent?
I told you we were going off on a tangent, and you wanted to keep us going.
I was just going off the comments that were being brought into the chat. Chat wanted to talk about Power a little bit. Do you have anything else to say about Snowfall Season 6, Episode 6, or Bel Air Season 2, Episode 5, or Power Book 2, Ghost?
No.
Or Swarm?
I do not. At all.
Or Swarm? You want to talk about Swarm?
I think we've talked about almost every show that we've reviewed in the last year.
You want to talk about Swarm? No, it's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. You want to talk about it.
But you can check out our part 2 review of the last 3 episodes of Swarm tomorrow. Or Saturday.
Chillmonger said, I don't know, but if we're changing subjects, John Moran is playing. It's a fact.
Thank you, Chill. Yeah. We appreciate the comment. It helps with the algorithm.
John Moran is playing. Thoughts?
Good for him.
Thoughts?
I mean, it seems like he's gotten the message. From the things that I've heard from him post-suspension, it seems like the Stern talking to made it home. Because he sounds like a kid
No pun
who
intended.
grew up with a basketball court in his backyard now instead of NBA YoungBoy.
I think he idolizes NBA YoungBoy a little bit, but he also lives in
He may,
Memphis.
but at least now he knows enough to talk like Brian Gumble instead of YoungBoy while he's in public.
But he is allowed to carry the Glock because he lives in Memphis.
He can carry whatever he want to. How about you stop beating up 17-year-olds?
See,
How about you stop
I'm
getting
glad.
into senseless altercations with fans at basketball games?
I'm glad Chillmonger caught the
Fans,
pun.
because that's what Shannon Sharp is while he's at a basketball game. A fan. So you end up looking like the idiot in the midst of it. Because you're the basketball player.
Well, that
You're
was
supposed
more.
to be playing
That
basketball.
was more Dylan Brooks being an idiot, but
It was both of them. You didn't have
True.
to get involved in it. That'd make it even worse.
but
That
then
Dylan
Steven
Brooks
Adams is an
started it,
idiot too.
and you found your way in it. Steven Adams is a trained killer. You don't nobody touch Steven Adams. Nobody's gonna do anything to him.
Fair enough.
You are not Steven Adams, son.
Facts.
You're
Chillmonger.
Carlton.
Carlton.
John Morant is Carlton.
No, I'm not.
Instead of Rowan, he picked up a basketball.
Nah. Calling John Morant Carlton is nuts.
Yeah, so he's Will?
He's much closer to Will. Yes.
Dog, you got to be out your mind.
Why is he not
Will
Will?
grew up in squalor.
I don't know where John Morant actually grew up. I've seen
a
him.
house that had a basketball court in the backyard for me to train on whenever I wanted to.
I haven't seen said basketball court. Because if it's just a hoop, then
Will didn't go to no private schools.
he's playing for Zenith Hype now, so that's an equivalent.
It's not. That's an AAU team. It's not a private school
That has a barber full time in their facility, and all this
It's not
gym.
the same thing.
Yeah, oh,
Anybody
similar.
can join the AAU team. An AAU team is not a private school. You don't pay yearly tuition for an AAU team.
Sure, but they are paying $10,000 for this facility.
If you can get into a private school for $10,000, there would be more black kids in private school.
Okay, more, but not a lot more. I'm not paying $10,000.
Significantly more than it is now. $10,000? It costs a lot more than that to get
It's
into private
$10,000
school.
plus $500 a month.
Yeah, I don't equate AAU.
John
teams
Morant
to
is
private
not
school
Carlton.
education. He's closer to Carlton than he is to Will.
No.
He grew up with money, Josh. That's the point. He grew up privileged. He's put on this facade, and I guess he got you that he's a hood nigga, and he's not.
I didn't say he was a hood nigga. He is not
So then
Carlton.
Will is from the hood. Carlton is not. John Morant is not from
Even
the
a
hood.
certain what is a lot of money? Like what is him coming from money? Do we know how much T Morant?
Private. Okay, Josh. Just out of the blue, riddle me this: how many people have a full court basketball court in their backyard? Full court.
How much is T Morant? Is he six figures? Is he six figures?
I don't know
Because
how
that's
much
not
he
close.
makes.
That's
He
not
makes
as
enough
close.
money.
That's not as close to the banks as Will is to us. Like that's no. I'm not no. He's
Josh,
closer to Will.
Are you gonna die
Because
on this hill?
Will is not even a hood nigga. You're telling me that Will is a hood nigga now.
Where did Will start out in this show?
He started in Philly.
In West Philly.
Sure.
How did Will get to LA?
Because
he took the gun out of his homeboy's book bag to end a
Will
fight.
is not a. Are you making the
what
argument that Will is a hood nigga? He ran for his life from the hood nigga.
He himself is not a hood nigga. He's from the hood. He's a boy from the hood. Right? Period, point blank. John Morant is not.
I gotta see this.
In
this
no way, shape,
basketball
or
court you're
form.
talking about.
In no way, shape, or form.
I gotta see this basketball court you're talking about. Because I don't think their house couldn't have looked like the Banks' house in Bel Air.
Gosh, that's not the point. So if they're not as rich as the Banks, that means that he's closer to Will because they're not multimillionaires. The point is that he grew up with privilege. The point is that the things that he's running around doing now, his father and mother made sure he never had to be a part of in high school. Like that is the point.
I'm
That's
talking
the
about
point.
the difference of Carlton and Will, not I'm talking about the fact that John Morant
And
can still be closer
Carlton had
to
all the
Will.
advantages that John Morant did, as opposed to Will in this fictional setup, who did not. He didn't have a father in his life. He didn't have the best education available to him. He didn't live in the best neighborhood. None of those things apply to John Morant.
I can't find his
None.
house.
None of them. Not the house, not the father being present, not the school he went to. None of those things equate to John Morant. He had all of those things at his disposal. Will did not. Carlton had all those things at his disposal. Will did not. Why are we trying to make it like John Morant came out of some kind of struggle?
I didn't say that
That's
either.
the whole impetus for this whole scandal.
I
Is
didn't
the
say that
fact that
either.
this
I
man
just said he's
came from
closer.
a relative amount of money, enough for him to not ever have to worry about the shit that he claimed he worried about now. And yet he's putting off a completely different persona. That's the only reason why people are mad at John Morant presently.
But my only argument is that how is he closer to Carlton?
Because he is privileged, Josh. I broke it down
right,
to you
right.
again.
I hear you. I don't agree with that necessarily. I still believe that he's closer to Will.
So even though John Morant has a father, grew up in a 2-parent household, private school education, he's still. How does that equate to Will? What about that makes him closer to Will? Did Carlton have a private school education?
Sure.
Did Carlton grow up in a 2-parent household?
Will has a private school education now as well.
That's a cop-out. It's a cop-out. He only has that opportunity because of his rich uncle. That was not his life. He was lucky to have it, but that is not his life. That's not where he grew up. Sure. He's in high school. He lived the majority of his life where he lived in West Philly.
I need somebody to give me the facts on how.
What is the same about Will and John Morant?
I need somebody to show me that he actually lived in this privileged house.
You're asking me to disprove my own point.
No, I'm not asking you. I'm not asking you. I just need to see.
What does Will have in common with John Morant?
The fact that he got to where he is based off of his basketball skills.
Will's not in the NBA. He didn't get nowhere. Okay. What does John Morant have in common with Will?
We can't even have this argument because they're not even on the same level.
Because there's no argument to be had. You're not making sense.
No.
John Morant has literally nothing in common with Will. Not the NBA status, not the college status, not how they both relatively grew up. He has nothing in common with him.
I don't know how John Morant grew
basketball. Up. That's it. Basketball. That's the only thing that those two people have in common.
And so, okay, even if all of that is true, he can't carry around a gun and talk with AAVE.
That's not what I said. I said he is closer to his background is closer to Carlton's than Will. That's what I said. I didn't say he couldn't carry a gun. I didn't say he couldn't talk the way he wanted to or hang out with
But you did also call him a hood. You said he's trying to be a hood nigga.
I came off of that. I said he's from the hood.
All right.
He's not a hood nigga, but he's not from the hood. Will's from the hood. John Morant is not.
All right.
John Morant has a father who has raised him since birth.
He does have
Will
that.
did not.
He does have that.
John Morant played high school at a private school. Will did not until he was uprooted out of his home and moved to LA.
At this point, he's played just as much in the private school as he's played at the other place.
That's not. Oh my God. That's not true.
That's not true.
Unless Will is a freshman in high school right now, which we know he's not because he's trying to get recruited from colleges.
That's not true. He's played how many years has he played at Bel Air? 2?
I don't know, but I know he's not a freshman.
This is his second year at Bel Air.
If he's worried about college recruiting, he is not a freshman this year.
Right.
He was ranked and recruited at a year
in Philly. And he
was ranked
2.
I don't know why we gone this far. He was already ranked in Philly as a high school basketball recruit, which means he had some sort of career in Philly already.
Sure.
You don't get ranked off of a few games. And that's all we've seen him play at Bel Air Academy is half a season. He didn't even get to finish the full season that he came in on. He came in the middle of the season last season. Okay. In season 1. He was in the middle of the basketball season.
Okay.
And then this season got cut short. So he's played the equivalent of 1 full season, maybe.
He's played a season, and are we saying that this is half a season? Or maybe it's about 1 season. Well, okay, so maybe it's 1 season both. It's about 1 season both.
1 season both.
Yeah.
They were already playing basketball in season 1. They were in the middle of the season when he showed up.
Okay, so then
And then this
he's
season,
played a
he
season
gets
and a
cut
half.
right before the playoffs start.
So then he's played a season and a half in Philly.
Gosh, how?
Because
He's
you
played
said
a season and a
he
half
cut
at
off in the
Philly.
half. You said he cut off in the middle of the season, right?
But
So
that would
he's
be
played at least.
assuming that that would be acting under the assumption that that was his first year playing
No, that'd be
basketball
his sophomore
in
year.
Philly.
He played a year and a half. So he played his freshman year and then half of his sophomore. And then he played the rest of his sophomore year in Bel Air, and then now he's in his junior year.
Do we know that? Do we know that when we started at the show in Philadelphia that he was a freshman? What are you basing that off of? You just trying to set it up to make your argument make sense.
No, I'm asking because obviously we don't have an established timeline.
All I know is that if you're a ranked, I'm just thinking logically. If you're a ranked basketball player, you played a significant amount of basketball.
We will continue this.
And he was already ranked in Philly. So it doesn't. What does this even mean? Let's say you're right. Does that mean that John Morant is closer to Will?
We will continue this outside of the live because we're losing followers, or we're losing viewers now.
The live been over. I don't even know why we still doing
We're losing viewers now. We gotta cut the live off. We gotta say bye to our viewers. But they're saying bye to us.
Cut the live off 12 minutes ago, son.
I'm not just gonna cut it off. I'm just gonna cut it off.
Anyway. No, we could have wrapped this a long time ago.
You didn't wrap it. You wanted to prove that John Morant was Carlton.
I did?
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Anyway, shout out to all of our viewers. We will catch y'all next week when we review Snowfall and Bel Air and not talk about John Morant again because that seems to be a soft spot